Mighty Pixel here with Fogged, and this match of these two teams, always a treat to see these guys go head-to-head, right, Fogged?
Yeah, I mean, we saw the pull up the graphic before. They've played each other a lot, so much recently, like 20 games or something in the last month, it feels like. Yeah, but both teams definitely know how to play versus each other. Falcons going for a very standard type of approach. Heroes that they love to play. Tundra looking to set the tempo, looking to play fast with their Visage, with their Ember, with their Tusk, and with that Enchantress in particular. Definitely looking to play aggressive versus the side of Falcons. And let's see if that aggression does work. Let's see if they're able to get these early kills in particular with the Tusk, with the Visage, these two. We've seen a lot of success in particular from 33 playing this one. We've seen teams starting to get better at reacting versus the Visage.
Yeah, and not feeding early kills to it, right?
Because we used to see pretty much everyone would fight level 1 into Visage and feed like double kills, and then Visage comes to lane with like double null plus extra items. I think teams are starting to learn a little bit more of how to play versus it, but let's see how they do, because they do have a bit of a fragile lane in particular with the CM plus the Gyrocopter. It's not going to be some tanky bruiser in the front line. And let's see what the approach is, because right now we see they're kind of waiting before they go to their lanes.
Okay.
They're going to TP. They don't want to walk in and get killed.
Classic safe lane duo to start this one off here for Skeeter and Snaking on this CM Gyro. So we saw some success from the Gyro today. Still overall, it's not been a hero that's had the easiest of times. It definitely has been a hero that kind of wants the game to go on, right?
It does. And that's kind of the concept about Falcons draft, right? They have Doom,
they wanted to keep
they have
going.
Gyro, they have, even Earthspirit as the later game goes, they want to be able to scale. While Tundra definitely wants to look to apply as much pressure as possible, get that advantage, get that early Mage Slayer in particular for Lorinoff, and control the map. And for me and you, I was just mentioning before, me and you have not been getting that much of the Earthspirit.
No, not in the teams that we've been following in the morning.
No, and it's definitely one of the more exciting ones to watch in terms of chaos.
Yeah, a solid one here for Mallory. So he was able to come out on top in the mid matchup. Mallory taking quite a bit of damage there for rolling forward to get the CS. He'll live bottom lane.
There it is.
It begins.
It's a fragile lane.
The Soul Assumption kills for 33.
It's gonna happen, you know, when you don't have at least one of these more tanky boys to tank it. Well enough, steps up a bit far.
I mean, they both want to try and outplay each other here whilst they're this low. Both knowing they can't quite go for it. Mallory not in any sort of shape to dive in whilst he's waiting for the ball to come out.
Snaking again. He gets back to the lane. He's got a Fairy Fire, but he is taking a insane amount of damage. He's gone.
That's rough.
That's
rough. Yeah, you know, giving up action, giving up kills to this Visage lane. 33, he has won many a game when he gets a good start down here.
And I like how we were saying, teams have learned how to play. Just kidding. I mean, it is a CM Gyro. It can be pretty fragile, and Snaking's positioning back-to-back literally just gets trapped in the shards, and they were level 2. So he comes back, he's level 1, level 2 on Soxed. They've got 2 spells.
He's got to walk down it.
He's got to walk back, the walk of shame.
Okay.
Radiant's middle tower.
1,800 gold on the Visage. This is going to be one of the earlier drums you see. He's got Mangoes coming, Robe of the Magi, Belt. It's going to be a very fast start here for 33. And mid lane overall, this is why they want this matchup for Lorinoff, is able to free farm versus the Earthspirit nicely. And top in particular, they probably also do have a bit of that
one more
advantage.
Hit. They can't quite get in range, White Mom.
I'd say they kind of set themselves up to win 3 lanes on the side of Tundra, and that's how their draft does want to play, about getting ahead and pressuring early with these summons, with the Visage, the Enchantress, the Brood, getting these towers taken early. While Falcons definitely wants to play a bit of a slower style.
I mean, yeah, this top matchup, is that sort of the expectation that the Doom is going to suffer this much in the CS? Because what is it, 14 to 8 on Nightfall compared to 7 and 3 that Amar's only been able to pick up?
Yeah, Brood does good.
Yeah.
Just constant poking. It's really annoying versus this incapacitating bite, and he has that increased regen, and he's reducing yours as well. And I think Whiteman in most of these lanes when he plays the Enchantress, or most of these Enchantress players, they're able to secure lane pretty nicely for their carry. Yeah, 3 lanes that do look very nice here for Tundra. Mid, a bit of a trade-off. Although Lorinoff will have a bit of an edge, of course, versus the Earthspirit. Just bottom, even though you see the CS looking even, it's not even net worth because of Visage. Snaking has hit 2. Skeeter is 3, so they maybe can get some trade kills if there is going to be another go. And Skeeter overall, he shouldn't die now. It is 3 minutes. He's got the raindrop. He should be protected. Snaking has raindrop, but that's not going to protect him. So he has to be very careful of how he stands as this Crystal Maiden.
mid lane. If they get a +1, I mean, both of them, they're going to want to try and do something. I mean, Maureen at least before Lauren 6, but...
It's tough to leave your side laners on the side of Falcons in particular.
Well, because of just this high pressure that Tundra's putting on the side lanes.
If you leave Skitter, he could just die immediately from the dive play that they go with the Tusk and the Visage, because they have so much aggression they can go for. Saksa is taking a ton of damage here. Blood Grenade off the mark. He'll live. He held the skill point there for the Snowball, and he's got more than enough regen to reset.
Still complete free farm for Nightfall up top.
Yeah, complete free farm for him, and 33 also getting pretty much complete free farm. He's got a drum after those 2 kills that he was able to get. Super early. We've seen a lot of times these 5-minute drums come out, but as you said, some teams are starting to find the answer this time around. At least in the first few minutes, Snaking giving up those kills is quite painful for his team. Let's see where Maureen looks to go. He's level 5, he's going back to base.
Quite able to get the trap onto Skeeter. Still there, will force the TP to come out from Crit.
Okay.
I was worried about the pressure coming in.
Amar is starting to get a bit of better secured farm top, and maybe they're feeling that they can't actually do anything up there anyway. They want to secure Skeeter's farm, so Crit.
They might be able to punish this Falcons.
Look for 33.
As Tundra step up, but indeed there's the play. They get the bushwhack out on the 2 of them. Snowball will buy a bit of safety, but on the retreat,
33.
Can they get away? The flak hits and the blood grenades slowing down 33. He'll still be able to survive. Saxa will be the one to get left behind, but he actually is able to help take down Crit. He's still alive. The final rocket barrage is still not quite enough. Finally, he falls, but it takes a lot. Same time, over in the mid,
he got a solo kill.
He's able to make the outplay, comes in, hits the 6, uses that magnetize to take Lauren down in a big situation there.
It's right before he hits 6. He's just able to get that 6 a little bit earlier, and then he just commits for it.
Look at that.
Very fire play.
Living on the edge, but that's a good move from Maureen to make that after a matchup where it wasn't having the easiest of time, but with that kill, completely settled the score.
I've seen Maureen do this a couple of times where he just clutches it. I think I saw the other day too where he was playing like the Sand King versus Storm versus no one, and he got this like crazy burrow strike and gets the kill. He'll reestablish things a bit there for the team.
Amar.
And he's getting, Maureen's getting very active too. Amar
is getting surprised here by Whitemon, who came in with this Invis rune, trying to block him off, but Amar will manage to get back.
Bottom, Maureen is looking for a play behind Skeeter. They want to try to slow down 33's momentum.
But Lauren wants to try and find Amar.
He wants to try to find Amar and the Wisdom Rune.
And Amar knows. He knows he can't really step towards the Wisdom Rune. It's too risky. They're going to see him.
Crit is running over, but he's going to be a bit late, perhaps.
It doesn't have that TP potential after TPing down to the bottom tier 1 earlier.
They're going to get 2 of them.
And they might still be able to turn and collapse in onto Amar.
Oh, yeah, Lornoff is in here.
They just...
Oop, he juking and jiving.
It's working. They probably won't want to spend any more time looking for... Okay, they will. Lornoff commits in with a Remnant. So they get the 2 Wisdoms, and they get themselves the kill, keeping Amar held back this game. Down bottom, they're even making the move on towards Skeeter with the 2 of them. The Familiars are out. 33 Saxa. They'll take down Skeeter between the 2 of them. So Tundra, so far, so good in terms of this fast-paced playstyle that they came to play with.
Yeah, they of course didn't want Lornoff dying in the mid lane. That one is that outplay that came out there from Maureen. But these side lanes, they're looking beautiful. Shutting down the Doom, Gyro too. They're bottom of these cores. Very good aggression. And getting those 2 Wisdoms, it's going to be pretty crucial. As you said, these lanes already being a bit difficult for the supports. That means these supports on the side of Tundra are going to be very high level. Whitemon, he puts the 3rd point even in the enchant, so you can tell how much they're looking to play with the creeps and apply pressure onto these towers. And he gets the Dark Troll Summoner, probably the best one that he can, to be able to look for pressure. And he might just go bottom. He might look to go for the surround onto Skeeter already at this point. They do have a defensive ward on the side of Falcons, so they'll be able to see the rotation. But with Familiars, with Tag Team, with this Dark Troll Summoner...
Yeah, they can just go in.
Falcons might need to have more heroes rotate.
Yeah, two's not going to be enough.
Snaking, they're going to go for it, but Whitemon's got the summit here.
There's a lot of backup coming in for Tundra. Whitemon.
Saksa's here for the snowball.
He's living throughout this all, and now there's the backup. They jump straight over towards Snaking. Maori's going to be here, ready to try and fight back. Gets the magnetize out. They'll focus Saxa first, but the soul assumptions come flying in. Skeeter's gone. Double kill for Lornoff as he cleans him up with the Sleight of Fist. Falcons, they've tried to fight back. Maureen doing the best he can, but it's just not enough. Tundra, they're too far ahead here in this early game. Lornoff gets the triple kill, and Whitemon, he survives.
What a TP, 20 HP. Lornoff tipping back Maureen. Great surround. Hey, Tundra, they're playing their draft perfectly here. great plays. They bring, I mean, almost everybody to the bottom lane to apply that pressure.
I mean, Malrine, he's doing the best he can. You know, I feel like Malrine's doing everything possible, turning up, doing insane damage with the Earth Spirit. But because of the state of everything else, it's just too much for even him with the beginning and the kills that he got in that solo play in mid to be able to turn these sort of plays around.
And you can see that they're trying to react on this with Falcons, but it's one by one kind of sequence that they TP in, and Tundra's damage at this point, it's massive. The gyrocopter just dies in 2 soul assumptions. Malrine can't do all of it. A 4K lead off of these lanes. And with their draft, as we mentioned, tons of summons.
This is going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, boys, what happened in the side lanes?
They're going to have to try to slow the pace of the game down somehow. But yeah, these towers, they're going to be able to drop very quick with the draft that Tundra's been able to set up with all these summons. Whitemon looking to play around mid. They've got aggressive wards also placed behind the tower. And it will be a rune bottom for Lorinov. A pretty good one. Illusion. Sure, not the best one, but versus the... Does he have a opponent silence yet?
The Frostbite as well.
Yeah,
and the
Frostbite or the silence that comes up from their spirit eventually.
And even a potential bit of a Doom Duke, you know, when that's coming down on you.
Sure. You do it right before. Super deep aggressive vision. You can tell how Tundra, how much they want to play it with this aggression. A ward behind the mid tower, a ward behind the top tower. They want to go for this one here in mid. And they do catch the stun. 33's here.
So much damage. The familiar stun control comes into play. Malrine's gone snaking into his immediate death. This one's getting fast, and Tundra, I feel like it's just 10 minutes in. They can already start to taste the victory, I think, Fogged.
Absolutely. I mean, the way that they're able to just siege these towers, 33 getting involved for every kill. Drum's done, he's on his way toward his pipe. So the only one who's having that good game, it's well, in a way, kind of, it's Malrine. They're going to have mage player pipe
the rest of them,
very early on this lineup to be able to tank the pressure of that Earth Spirit to keep pushing these towers down.
How do Falcons slow them down?
At least have to try to set up for a kill. Nightfall, is that the chance that they can go for? No. Crit can't get the catch.
I get the spiders.
They do.
Fair bit of money there from Amar.
A little bit of something. But these supports are so level. Crit level 4. Snaking has hit 5. But versus their counterparts who are both 6. Can't make a move. Now Malrine. It's the magnetized spread. Snaking surrounded.
He's dead again. I mean, Malrine, he's not even going to get Saxa for now. Saxa's able to get the snowball off again. Snaking surviving with the uphill miss, but the final impetus will get him. Lorinov has to bail out with the remnants as the damage from the magnetize adds up.
Falcons bring it 5 heroes to at least get a kill, at least a trade.
That's something.
Something for sure, and they can start to poke the tower. The glyph is up immediately. Lorinov is going to be able to go back to base and reset. He already has the Mage Slayer, so very early that he was able to pick that one up this game. Malrine will secure himself a rune though, and yeah, they should be able to finish off this tower. The top tower, it's going to drop super fast. Can they make it there in time to defend? They're rotating immediately with the smoke. They're just using 5.
They have to do this. They just go all in, get a kill, see if they can make a play around Amar.
Skitter's farm is so low that, yeah, he feels like he has to just get involved. Can they get Nightfall?
They'll get the setup. This should be an easy one. They'll drop the Doom down, not holding anything back to make sure that they can kill off Nightfall, no questions asked.
Can they get another kill too? 33 showed himself.
Yeah, they will, and with this... Oh, I mean, Saxa and Whitemon.
They're kind of walking in 1 by 1 on Tundra.
I don't know if they want to be doing this. They've already lost 2 of their cores.
Lorinov is here. Big chains.
So if they can get more from this. Snaking holding the ground here with the freezing field.
Lorinov's poke is going to start hurting a lot.
And Saxa, he will die. See Lorinov, he's trying to find crit on the sidelines in the trees. Whitemon's healing up.
Soon.
I mean, they're diving in for Whitemon. He's surviving for a lot of this damage on the Enchantress.
The chains,
it's getting a bit spooky now for Falcons. They've stuck around too long. The TPs are coming in. Whitemon, he's still alive. Finally, he'll die. But the chance was there for him to get the double kill. He ends up killing off the 2 of them, Amar and Skeeter. It takes too long to kill the Enchantress.
And Lorinov is just slight chainsing them, applying Mage Slayer, which is reducing the damage that they do to the Ench, so he survives for a crazy amount of time. But if anything, Falcons, the way that their approach was, it was proper with the way that the game state was, right? Run as 5 heroes, try to get kills because they're TPing 1 by 1 sequences. They get a little something going, but Tundra strikes back right afterwards. But they do stop, I mean, a little bit of that momentum that was coming, that was massive from Tundra.
33's not going to be able to stick around for this.
He's bringing more heroes.
I mean,
Nightfall's coming over
with Nightfall, then yeah, they can hold control around this Wisdom Rune.
Falcons, they're gonna bring more, but Tundra's got the numbers.
Mars trying to step up, he's gonna get caught by the slide chains. They've got the snowball going straight towards him. Malrine indeed rolls in, he's able to get the wisdom ring pickup, but can he actually get out of this? He tries to roll
Big
away,
fall down.
but the stuns are coming in from 33 with the familiar. Saxa will fall. Nightfall into the trees, he'll escape this.
Silence?
The Turner was locked off, they've got him with the silence. Now towards Whitemon. This time surely he can't survive, surrounded by 4 of them. Whitemon will fall, Skeeter gets the double. Falcons.
They brought all 5 again.
And they have to do this. They're doing it excellently against the lead and control that Tundra had in this early game. They're making sure that nobody misses out on every effort to push Tundra back.
And Malrine, I don't know how. I think he rolled through everybody. He got the wisdom when they were set up for it there on Tundra. So Falcons, they've struck back massively after those 2 5-man moves that they were able to find. They get Lorne off. They slow him down.
There's absolute brute force with these team fights that they're bringing to Tundra.
Big call down connecting, I think, on almost everybody there from Skeeter. Able to do what? I think 4,000 something damages this gyrocopter early on. They've stopped. I mean, that's a significant amount of momentum stopped there from the side of Tundra. Maybe now feeling a bit hesitant to go for these type of plays too, because Malrine, he's got his treads, he's got his Ogre Club, and he's got his Blade Mail. He's 2100 HP. He's tanky now. Can't just commit for these easy kills onto the Air Spirit anymore. Neither to Doom. 2100 HP.
Yeah, Mars getting pretty massive. It's going to have the BKB almost certainly for the next team fight. So even easier for him to step up and find his Doom target.
And those are pretty much the most ideal times for Falcons to slow things down, because the pipe, the Mage Slayer, they're all coming out. Now the pipe comes out, but it feels like it's gotten delayed 4 minutes. Amar, he's too far forward. He'll get punished.
He's managed to spend up though. The BKB will be picked up.
He's top net worth. After that sequence that ends up happening. That responding beautifully to slow down any of that progression. Now the pipe is out, now the Mage Slayer. How does Tundra want to keep looking to play? As we've seen, Falcons, if they can bring the 5, they definitely can still fight back versus Tundra.
Tundra, even though they got knocked back these few opportunities that they went for with the push, they can't stop from
No, they need to keep playing aggro. They got to keep playing pretty much in their faces.
A little bit of a pause arena.
Overall, I mean, Falcons, their team fight is, as we've seen, it's very strong when they're all grouped up. Tundra, now they've got the pipe, rallied around 33. Ideally want to continue to try to pressure, try to get some catches, but as you said, Falcons, they've got everything at the ready too, so they can look to fight if there's any type of overextension. And they're starting to get more lockdown too, so for Lornoff, he has to be a bit careful as this Ember. He has a shield rune for the upcoming go, so even if he gets doomed, he can pop the shield rune afterwards, he can tap some protection, but the Atos is almost done for crit. So they're going to have a lot of lockdown for this Ember Spirit. So he's got to be careful how far he pushes forward, unless he's got Soxu behind him to save him with the snowball. A lot of lines being drawn.
Falcons know if they can get one more fight going their way, pretty much the entirety of Tundra's momentum will be gone.
A lot of it has kind of stopped. They were up to a 3-4K lead, and then 2 back-to-back kind of 5-man rotations do get Falcons in a good position. And it's not even just the gold. They're actually slightly in the experience. It's like barely in the experience lead for them too for Tundra. It's a very minimal lead they've got at the moment. Do we have a reason?
Reason?
Reason? Oh, recentering camera, maybe that's what it was.
Let's have a look. 33 did have to reconnect, maybe having some sort of error on his end. He's back in now.
Tundra's got all 3 lanes pushing in at the moment, so looking to play very aggressive around this triangle. As we said, they're going to look to play aggressive in the majority of this game. Now they're going to look for any type of catch if Falcons does show. Waiting to see if anybody does show in the mid. Starting to bring the summons toward this tier 2. There is no glyph for 50 seconds as well. They're going to get a big push going in the mid lane. The familiars with the rally. Amar is here to stop the push a bit. It's dropping fast.
Not going to be able to push Tundra off this one. So back to getting these early objectives. 16 minutes in, taking the mid tier 2.
They see snaking top. They can look for that kill and perhaps look to accelerate things into a Roche soon. See how aggressive Tundra does want to be.
Dire are scanning.
BKB done on Amar. They did scout it. I believe that ward from Whitemon, it saw him immediately when he popped out for a second there. They're going to go for a smoke afterwards. Can they find Nightfall? He's playing pretty careful with his positioning. They even placed an Obs ward inside of their ancient camp. Nightfall showed himself for a second now.
They've got the opening. Atos into the bushwhack. They're able to get in on top of the spider. They don't even need to drop down the Doom this time.
Big kill. Slowing down momentum of Tundra. That's what Falcons needs to do. Started to get Skeeter in a good position too at farm. He's only slightly behind.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
They have Doom for the next go too.
Radiant's
Tundra, they're gonna just look to continue playing around those objectives. There is a glyph back available, so they'll stop the push on the side of Falcons.
Lauren in position to sort of cut off any swing around that Falcons come in with as they try and get over towards the bottom. There's an looks like damage range looking pretty appealing, but there indeed is a Doom ready to go. Amar lays it down upon him. There's no saving this Ember Spirit. Loronov's gone. The rest of Tundra, they've got to run. They can't fight into this. Saxa tries to hold back Amar with a punch. Over in the river, Whitemon is pushing back onto the supports. Crit and Snaking, but Crit and Snaking, they've got Skeeter here ready to bring in the damage. They've got the Frostbite into the cooldown. They should have enough to get through this Enchantress, and they do indeed. As the rest of the fight continues with Maureen and Amar running them down. The Snowball buys them a little bit of safety.
Stun, the creep!
Is there with the follow, steps out the camp to help out as Falcons, they'll clean up this team fight, taking down 33, chasing out Saxa. It's looking rough for Tundra.
It really
that
is.
Early game is nothing more than a distant memory.
Nice, Skeeter, he's feeling it too. He tips Nightfall in the meantime. That creep just came out and stunned them. It turned against them. Even Gaben's going against Tundra there. Falcons making the call to group up those 2 times in particular, and now they're perfectly fine to just be able to fight and go for that scale.
They're chilling now, Falcons.
Their lineup is about not really making too many of these mistakes. If they make a couple more, this game is starting to look very difficult for them. The way that the farm is starting to pick up here for Falcons.
Yeah, they just made moves perfectly around Amar's Doom.
Yeah.
Very much was bullied in the laning stage, had a really slow start. These last few plays they've been able to bring together.
And they baited Lorenov. Trying to go for that amp damage, he gets brought down, and as we said, there's a lot of control for this Ember Spirit, so you see he is queuing up the BKB immediately afterwards when he got that Veil. But Falcons has gotten so much time to build up these items. It's almost a BKB actually finished up for Maureen. And yeah, completely stopped any of that growth from Tundra. I don't think Tundra can really slow down, though. I don't think that they can just back up and farm versus this draft of Falcons, but maybe feeling hesitant now to just fight into them because they've just lost a couple of these engagements back to back to back. So we'll see what the choice is going to be here from Tundra as it continues.
Tundra for now just sort of sitting back and settling on just getting these next round of items.
Okay, they've got the boots of bearing for 33. I mean, they are acquiring these items. It just doesn't. It feels like they just got completely stagnated in their growth.
They really did. Their whole game plan feels like it got shut down pretty heavily.
There's a bird there. Sox will be able to get a shard to get some farm going, extra farm for himself, and he is close to a blink to be able to get some saves, but Falcons, they're feeling strong. They're smoked up. Skeeter has a full Ags. As you said, long distance away from that laning phase as Whitemon looks to be the target.
Crit. Easy setup here with the Atos. He'll get the heal off, but with this many heroes beating into him, he doesn't stand a chance.
How many kills is that in a row? Don't think, when was the last time Tundra actually got one? They got Amar at the 15-minute mark when he was top. Before that, yeah, it was like 13 minutes. Falcons really have responded perfectly after the lanes. And now they're going to potentially just get a Roche, too. So the team with that late game scaling is able to deny away one of those objectives as well from Tundra.
What's the plan for Tundra?
Is there a backup plan? That's the question with their draft. I'm unsure, because it does feel like that draft wants to just thrive on keeping the ball rolling and not really falling behind at all. Now that they've started to fall behind, what's your answer? Is it Nightfall? Is it with his itemization for the Brood? uncertain. Because the one scary thing about the Brood with the matchup that he's playing versus, he can just get doomed in every single one of the situations. Him or the Ember are the prime targets.
Even though he's top net worth, it's just a difficult lineup to carry against when they're that close behind you in farm.
And he doesn't have BKB too, so him turning up to these fights versus Falcons, heavy team fight, heavy magic damage, even though they have Mage Slayer Pipe, still feels a little complicated now at this point for Nightfall.
Amar, Lorinov just walked up to the high ground and Amar's ready and waiting for him.
Exactly the same spot. Sox has got a snowball.
It's going to buy him a little bit of time, but getting away from this, it's impossible as Lorinov's going to go down. They're going to be able to get Saxa as well. They just can't get anything, Tundra.
Amar.
Falcons, they're making it look really easy now.
They really are. Amar just in the right place at the right time over and over again, and Lorinov, that's what, 4 deaths in a row it feels like. Now even hitting tier 2s themselves on the side of Falcons.
Dire's middle tower.
What the Tundra do?
And that's the question. It's what's the backup
what do
plan?
They do?
You've got your aura, you got your Mage Slayer Pipe,
Yeah.
but all of your entire game plan is just stopped.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Can you look to take advantage of the fact that Doom is on cooldown is the question. Playing into the Aegis is just difficult with the way that Falcons have been able to set up the lanes too. They're looking to pressure top, looking for this tower. Lorinov, he is TPing up here. Falcons already in the area.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're gonna smoke to try to get something going their way. They can't just keep hemorrhaging these kills.
Top tower has
Who are they gonna go for? It's a BKB on Amar. It's a BKB on Malrine. These targets are just not easy to go for.
Radiant's bottom
Saxa, he's gonna blink. He's gonna punch, but he can just BKB TP now. After that punch comes out, no other BKB disable.
I should get his courier.
They will.
And does have the recipe for the Shivas on.
True.
A little bit of something for Tundra. They need
Radiant's
so much
bottom
more.
tower is under
Amar does
attack.
the drums trick. Just gonna point out a slight one there. Cells buy back. So he's back up to the 8 charges. Gyro now with a full BKB on top of all the other items he's been able to pick up with all this downtime.
Now he's getting to hit his timings this game, Skeeter.
Super tanky as well too with the Pupil's Gift, 2700 HP. Tundra, they're looking to set the trap.
Can they jump and burst Skeeter?
And they kill him twice.
Let's have a look. First time round. Well, hesitating a little bit. Back up
Malrine's
comes
here.
in. Malrine rolls forward. He's able to get the magnetize the size. Look at the damage here coming out from the Earth Spirit. Saxon's just disappears. Same to be said for 33. They try and see if they can poke at least out the Aegis. They don't even get that. They lose the fight. They lose the 2 kills. They lose some familiars as well on the way out. It does just seem like a little bit desperation at the moment for Tundra.
It just feels like they lost their timings, Owen.
Yeah,
it really does feel like they lost all their timings with the way that Falcons played and responded with those 5-mans. 5 familiars have been killed, up to a 5k lead now for Falcons, but it feels even bigger than that. Rallied around Skeeter now.
Middle tower is under attack.
We'll be able to claim this tier 2.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Crit even starting to get more progression. He's about to have the Gleipnir done. And Doom, it's back up. So they couldn't take advantage of that downtime by any means. Lorinov, he does have the BKB done, but he still can just get doomed up and focused.
They could go for the tier 1 bot here, Falcons.
Yep, just methodically playing now.
Radiant's top
Crit
tower
might
is
even
under
find the chance to
attack.
set up on a stack, so they'll see him moving around the tier 1 tower.
Yep, they'll find him again. It looks like Amar will be able to sneak over to him. He's got a blink, but it gets canceled.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's able to blink out after the snowball. He will be able to blink out.
And he does go south, so he'll
He
actually
will
get out.
get away.
33.
They found a bigger target, Crit. He gets the setup on a 33. They get something way bigger than Saxa.
Dire's bottom tower.
And they're going to lose the birds again. That's 7 familiars now killed. Nightfall is doing some split push action that they're going to have to respond to.
And that was off the back of a resummon as well. So even
Was.
when he's back up, he'll be an extra 30 seconds on top of that death timer where he won't have familiars to play with 33.
They popped their glyph for their secondary tier 2. That does mean they have no high ground glyph if Falcons wants to full force the issue. Whitemon?
Dire's bottom tower is
They can just doom him.
Oh,
Amar's going to try to. There it is.
why not?
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
What's the good dude?
That tip comes out toward
Dire's
Whitemon.
tower is under attack.
Does not feel like a fun one for Tundra.
No.
The first 10 minutes...
First 10 minutes were great.
They got to have a great time. They were popping off, taking these tier 1s. And then ever since that kind of big first play that Falcons knew they could go for, grouped up, went for Nightfall, they've just taken away the momentum completely.
Oh, and they haven't gotten a kill
in
the 16-minute mark on the that top Lotus pool. And their lineup, it really does feel like it's one of those that just could not make those type of mistakes. And I mean, not even really mistakes in particular, but just Falcons, just the way that they grouped up and understood that they do have a strong team fight lineup, even if they were behind.
Yep.
And yeah, the 1-by-1 sequence from Tundra got punished heavily. And now with this AK lead, it feels even bigger than that. Snaking Shong in the mid lane, but he's got a solar crest.
Yeah, Lorinov from the Ember he can't even threaten the CM. Snaking's that farmed.
Doom is on cooldown for 60, but Falcons, they don't feel like they even need it. Full Gleipnir, as we said, on crit, and Malrine waiting for an opportunity to strike. Does Nightfall have BKB? He does.
Falcons waiting.
Gonna try.
Malrine, what can he find? They're trying to get him with the Gleipnir. It does connect, but a little too far away for them to follow up on Lorinov with anything else.
Instant D ward though. They just placed that ward there from the side of Tundra to try to protect their triangle, and it just dies right away.
And next fight, Amar's going to have to blink out, so it's almost be guaranteed to find his Doom target. Skeeter. It's closing in on having the Satanic ready for the high ground push. They can kind of get that done, wait the minute or so, see when Roche is up.
They've got their options open. Tundra, as we said, what's the backup plan? Is it just hope? Hope that Nightfall can somehow do it either with some split push or get to this type of crazy progression for the Broodmother? I don't know. I really don't know.
The farm is still obviously very solid
good
on Nightfall.
Just the fact that there's that Doom and this Gyrocopter who is ahead of him. And there's that Shiva's, so... Is that 2 Shivas? I think it is.
They went for the double.
They went for the double. Why not? Amar can sell it anyway, right? He's Doom, so... If he does want to, he can sell and swap up which one he wants to go for at some point, since he does see Malrine having it. Yeah,
and in these fights with the lead that they have, they've sort of been, and they're able to go about it in a way where both of these heroes don't have to collapse on the same target. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amar can look for his, Malrine can look for his. They don't have to go together, and therefore you're getting still the bonus of having those 2 Shivas with the big coverage.
I feel like Shivas is one of those items that you can have 2 of that doesn't feel as bad. Like 2 ACs feels miserable. 2 Shivas doesn't feel bad. Falcons in the lead. It's sticking around that 7K, but you can tell they feel very comfortable. Nightfall is going to try to progress toward that butterfly. They're going to see the Eagle Song though, so can't itemize versus it. And they actually have a quiver already on Skater. They're going to look for the fight. The Doom is at the ready.
Middle tower is under attack.
Tundra camping the high ground here.
They could just force the base and just force Tundra to TP back.
And there's no glyph.
They're trying to cut creeps, but they've already got a bit of a creep wave with them here, Amar.
Nightfall can also do similar. There is Malrine back at the base, but there's no glyph on either side.
See how heavy he wants to try and go for the rat play.
They're gonna go for the fight on Falcons. They feel strong. Roche is back up as well.
Tundra need to get out of this position.
Can they all get out is the question. I don't believe they have the blink on the Doom yet. He didn't buy it.
They'll find White Mock. They'll at least give the information for the rest of Tundra's cause to get out. Nightfall.
Marine. Just have an idea of him perhaps in this area. Nightfall will be able to sneak his way out. As we said though, Roche is the target, and also, oh wow, 33 as well too down here.
They're gonna find him. Nightfall. He's come across through the Twin Gate to try and help out. A freezing field laid down. Nightfall, he's going to BKB and try and get back through the Twin Gate. He'll get away just in time, but of course 33 will not manage to escape. He dies.
Birds again.
And Roshan's up and available. Falcons, they'll move in. Look to take the Sages. There'll be no contest. There's a little bit of at least attempt here, but it's only Lorinov on an Ember, so not doing a crazy amount.
He's got to try to get what he can out of the situation that's going on. It's a very beneficial play that they can move for bottom, right? They see 33 and they're like, oh, Roche is there too. Falcons able to get that set up. They'll use the glyph. Snaking. We'll stop Lorinov's push.
Can't go for anything more.
Saksa is looking to perhaps jump and kill Snay, but Snay does back up. The tower is getting whittled down.
That was Sax's help.
Will drop. Malrine is here.
Radiant's top tower is fallen.
And now's the time to get out, especially with the TPs coming back after they've claimed Roche.
I mean, not horrible, right? They lose the Roche, they at least get something.
Yeah, they get this tier 3s, giving them that extra bit of gold, but to pretty much have the butterfly done on Nightfall.
Yeah, and maybe that'll be the key that allows him to try to fight versus Skeeter in particular. Since he does have that similar net worth, if he can just stand his ground versus him, it's just, you know, it's obviously not that 1v1 type of game by any means.
Where's my pension?
NMR, he does have that blink now. So I think you probably can just blink doom the... You just blink doom the spider.
I think that's all you do. Yeah,
yep,
I think that's exactly what Amar's going to be doing every single fight.
Because Lorinov, he has started to progress as well too. His farm is pretty good, but it just, yeah, what's he going to be able to contribute inside that fight overall? They did find themselves a kill though. It had been 16 minutes since they found one on the side of Tundra, so at least did find crit.
Radiant are scanning.
And they are being very pesky with the split push, with the summons. Whitemon cutting creeps, I believe, even with his. Lorinov will be able to reset away.
Falcons standing up to try and get a high ground push going around the Aegis of Skeeter.
And even Sox is cutting creep waves too, as the Tusk, so anything that they can try to do to buy more time, it feels like for Tundra.
They're going to have to answer this push.
They will. They've got a glyph. The question is can they push Skeeter off of this tower?
Dire structures are fortified.
They will for now. Falcons set up around the triangle. They're going to cut the mid wave, so that's the way to get him off the tower too. Nightfall will be able to take that one out.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Bottom wave coming up, but
And all these spiders.
yeah, that's also
Dire's middle tower
being dealt with
is
by the
under
pine
attack.
cones.
Skeeter back up to the high ground.
I mean, the backdoor protection is going to kick in soon, right? They
Banner's
have to creep
planted.
bottom. You're right, they're
planted it.
protecting these creeps down here. Saxon's trying to roll in, but he gets caught by the bushwhack.
He's dead in an instant.
Does have a
NMR.
buyback available. Having to back off from this Marine, forcing them back to the fountain with the damage coming out from the Magnetize as he rolls in.
He's got BKB if he needs to. He hangs on to it.
Still
Skeeter.
keeping these creeps alive under the banner. Whitemon stepping up to try and deal with that banner.
Magnetize hurting.
I mean, this banner's doing big work here, keeping the backdoor protection down so Skeeter can finish up the mid racks.
Nightfall will get a trade at least on the top racks. The top ranged racks in particular, but Skeeter does get the full set. Banner was taken away. Tundra trying to do what they can with the situation, getting at least that range racks.
Still have 2 minutes left on this Aegis for
Two.
Skeeter to go for another push. Look, to
And
try
they
and
get
take
bottom.
another set. Yeah, the amplified damage rune hits there.
Seems like it always tends to happen. They drop the bottle there for Skeeter.
He's going to be ready to make big moves with this final 2 minutes of the Aegis. Amar
Waves.
keeping the bottom lane pushed in, and
Yeah,
the
they're
mid lane's
starting to
also
push.
pushing back in as well.
And Snaking is shoving out that top lane too, so there's not going to be any of those shenanigans that go on this time around.
Dire
Do they really want to go for this Tormentor? That seems very risky,
Dire's bottom tower is
especially with
under
all the
attack.
Falcons in the
They've
air.
hit the scan, so they know they're still in the area. Skeeter's going to walk into this. Was he
Got
feeling
the
confident
panic.
with the Aegis? I mean, they just run immediately. They don't even try and take the chance to see if they can take the Aegis out of him. Sax is able to get the blink off into the trees. Amar,
He doesn't want to waste the Doom on him.
he'll let him live.
He wants to save it for that Brood. And they've got these lanes pushing in. Back to that high ground, still 90
creeps are with
seconds.
them. And he starts to push. Not quite able to pop in the once.
Immediately 33 is just running to the top lane to start to shove it. He wants to try to get some momentum push so they could perhaps try to get a trade at the least with the push. He has bought a Hex too, so maybe that was actually the reason that he ran over there. Never mind.
Oh, there's nothing called Nightfall!
They kicked him out!
He was just
He's
there chilling.
doomed.
They roll in, they kick him out, they get the Doom down onto him. He'll be able to hide in the corner of the map.
Can he survive?
He'll TP away, he'll get back to the fountain.
He's ticking out.
And he's going to tick out, indeed. He's not got buyback either. That's Nightfall gone.
And Lorinov,
They get the bushwhack out onto the two of them. They've caught the Ember. Saxon trying to get him out of this. Amar pots the BKB. Saxon to fall. Double kill for Marine. Lorinov has to just remnant away from this fight. He cannot fight Skeeter right now. Skeeter just crits down 33. They don't have buyback on the two of them.
they don't. They can't even kill Skeeter the once. Age
I
is
mean, that
20
was
seconds.
such a quick jump. Nightfall, he was not expecting to get jumped there.
They just throw everything onto him. And he's just dead. Yeah, he spent his gold. He ended up buying, I think, what, the Harpoon?
And they just made so much work with this Aegis. Skeeter, it's finally going to end here.
Look at that 12K that they were able to get, at least in terms of gold, and 2 full sets because of it.
Skeeter still got the BKB and Satanic backup ready to press.
And a whole nother item, potentially that MKB if he wants to as the jump. Malrine.
Saxa is going to jump in aggressively for this, but he gets clipped by the silence. Saxa, he's dead. Also out of the game without buyback. Malrine thrown out the tips.
Top racks, they can't even get the, the melee racks there. Amar is able to get back. Catapult, it's trying its best. But it's not going to be able to finish it off. He eats it.
Yeah, we see there how much Falcons were able to get done with this Aegis.
5 buildings on top 2. The tier 2s plus those 2 in the mid. Very good aggressive plays. Yeah, Falcon, pretty much since that moment, since like the 16 minutes. Yep.
Tundra's just felt completely helpless.
Well, even before, yeah, maybe even a bit before that. But yeah, 16 minutes or so. Just doesn't feel like there was a backup plan for Tundra.
No, I don't think there was.
They're trying to hold on to the game, but that's really all it feels like right now. And there's that MKB finished up crit.
Now he's even able to get away from Nightfall. So Nightfall's going to keep chasing.
Got Gleipnir.
He's going to have to put the BKB to try and finish it, but Marin's got the axe. He's able to pop the Remnant over the walls, crit and kick him out of this, gets him away from the Spider.
And that's Nightfall's BKB. Skater. They're going to chase.
For Lorinoff. Now Amar's just training with the BKB and he gets the Doom straight down onto the Spider. Nightfall's being caught, dead again for 70. No buyback on him. They'll get 33 as well.
They may just call it
I don't know how much more Tundra want to play this one out.
Amar. What a performance in particular from him.
It really has.
All of his Doom targets were perfect.
Low start in lane, but it's been perfect ever since. GG is called. Falcons, they look pretty terrifying on top form here in this game. Tundra, they got that little bit of a start. You know, Falcons, I think they're like, okay, they're letting Tundra have a little bit of brood again, but it's going to be in a different capacity. It's going to be 33 rather than Nightfall taking it to carry. Nightfall this time is going to be taking the SF. And all in all, it feels like Tundra, this game...
It's not as all in.
There is a backup plan.
There's backup
If it doesn't go good at the start, there's a backup plan with this sort of draft.
Definitely. I would say, though, Falcons, again, I mean, I just see this Earth Spirit. You know, we mentioned it last game with... You know, we haven't gotten to see it as much, and I'm wondering again why we didn't get to see it every game, because Malrine, not only did he dominate in the later stages, but he also killed the Ember in the mid lane solo. So, you know, Lorinoff, he wanted to play that matchup and still ends up dying to Malrine. So let's see how it ends up going down, because yeah, it's a very similar kind of draft from Falcons where they can group up. They've got crazy amount of potential to take these battles, but also, I feel like their lanes are stronger this time around. So let's see how Tundra's able to do.
The battle begins.
Amar, he's not going to fall for this one. The setup was there.
They even tried to wait as long as possible to pick it up.
Just in case, but almost sort of taunting them, dropping down his banner. He knows that they're there. And we'll see how he goes, how his sort of play goes down this game, because yeah, last game on the Doom looked pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Every single time, every single move, always found the right Doom target.
Yeah, Falcons just knows the way that they team fight as 5 is just crazy sometimes, and once they get the ball rolling, for a lot of teams it becomes very difficult to kind of reestablish things. So, with a similar type of style draft this time around, but even I would say even better, yeah, like I said, even better lanes, in particular the top one for Skeeter, not having to play versus the Tusk Visage that can sometimes just snowball out of control. This time they have CM Bristle, an old school throwback classic, pumping up the mana into him. And bottom, I'm glad that they were mentioning it. Jenkins in particular was saying, you know, yes, SF versus most of these melee lanes, very, very strong, but there is a repositioning tool that comes out from Dead Shot that can be a bit annoying, and it's not a Clockwork or a Tusk or one of these, you know, Tree, whoever. Tree not as popular as much anymore, obviously, but not a tanky bruiser to be that frontliner or kill combo for the SF as much. However, Decrepify can catch people off guard sometimes. Getting that little bit of an amp up to be able to get multiple raises. So one thing I would say that Whitemon can do.
Watching this mid lane so far, very close between Lorinoff and Malrine. Difficult for either really to find kill potential, I feel, in this lane, right? Even if you get the kickback, Lorinoff's always going to have the chance to jump out.
Feels good should be trade farm. But I say that, but also I've seen Malrine just multiple times just outplay. I'll just, I mean, I'm mostly just staring at mid. I'll be looking at the HP pools of the side lanes, but staring mostly at mid. And Whitemon, all right, he's just going to go full defensive route. I was potentially hoping to see maybe that aggressive Decrepify, but he will just go for the Nether Ward, the standard kind of play. And Nightfall so far, yeah, 9-3. So he is having good farm.
top lane. Skeeter keeps being kept very low. He's getting plenty of tangos pulled out to win though. Snake King.
Malrine is starting to get a bit of an edge in this matchup.
There is starting to be that bit of a difference.
Contesting every single CS, the two of them. 14-1 to the 9-2. Can Lornoff get the flag bearer? He can. Good secure.
Lornoff, last game, I mean, didn't really get to do much on his Ember, it felt. Was heavily shut down.
No, and they did, I mean, the game just accelerated so fast, right? Because they were looking for that concept of the Mage Slayer, the pipe, and it was pretty much as they were getting those, everything just completely crumbled as Malrine with a nice stone doesn't secure that range creep, but gets 3 of them there as the roll forward actually puts him under the tower.
He's going to tank the tower here, but that's the Water Rune and the Fairy Fire and a couple of charges in anyway.
Nice sidestep there from Lornoff. And even though they're not going for these kill combos on the bottom lane, it is still securing free farm here for Nightfall at the moment. Up to 20 souls.
Yeah, having a slower start. Amar, but once again, that did not prove to be a problem in game 1, where he didn't have the easiest of time in lanes. You know, getting the farmers to do. He was able to recover perfectly fine.
Tips coming out.
Very even farm out the top lane bottom. Whitemon with another blast. He's going to have
solo. Whitemon, what a play. That's literally just him. These two have literally just been duking it out the entire laning phase, just hitting each other and trading. Amar also going to try to trade with Whitemon here.
Same time top, they're running down Saxter. He's already used the stun, so nothing left to protect him.
Amar's got 16-1, but can't actually step up to go for Whitemon here. When we get a chance, could we get damage numbers? I know it's early, we're just showing, because it's this constant harassment trade between the two of Pugna and Muerta, and you're seeing the Pugna coming out massively in advantage. Just poke into a blast, into a nether ward. Stuff for crit to contest the Pugna to try to pressure the SF mid.
Both were trying for the outplay there. Marion still sitting cool with the wand and Fairy Fire at the availability.
Sucks at trying to get a little bit of a sneaky catch there. That's not going to work versus Malrine this time. Maybe from a different angle. He wants to try, but not going to be the case. He has the buff. As I always like to point out from the Lion. He's got the back from hell, so wants to get involved with something with it here. Just going to get wards, so just going to be able to watch, because there is going to be these stacks, of course, that come out for the Bristleback.
And Malrine just resetting. Takes the ward back to base.
Sox is going to try to get a catch from behind the tower, but won't be able to find him yet. But he's sticking around the area. How close is Lornoff to 6? He is about to get it. They might just make the move onto Malrine right here if they can stop the roll. They cannot. He's able to get himself out. Close to catching that there on the side of
Same time up top. 33. It's been left alone, but will manage to make it over the cliffs here with the webs.
So who's going to get this power rune? Crit is rotating over to try to secure it from Malrine. Sox is still in position around the top rune. Where's it going to be? It's going to spawn bottom. White spawns top. Whitemon.
Dire's middle tower
bringing it to crit again. Crit this time will be fine.
Malrine can't go for this sack, standing guard and ensuring Lornoff's the one to secure.
They double check it. This time though, Whitemon, there is a magnetize ready.
Forward.
They're just going to commit the magnetize, but instant TP. Whitemon. This early game, he's playing it clutch.
Radiant are scanning.
No hesitation from him as soon as that roll gets cast, as soon as the dead shot's not up.
Top,
the wraparound.
Setup with backup and Lornoff coming in with a rolling thunder.
Oh, cute quill.
He's got to be careful with these quills stacking up on him. I mean, Skeeter is surviving through this effort. Finally, they get him. Saxa might go down in return. Nope, the stun's up. Snakey gonna get the new comp.
He cannot.
Saxa lives. Lornoff coming in to get the double.
Very nice rotation. My goodness, that quill hit on 33 almost brings him down, but they're gonna be able to get that set up. Good rotation. And Malrine not able to respond this time around. No magnetize to TP toward the top lane to be able to get a trade kill. We'll get his bottle refilled. But 3-1. So far, Nightfall's farm is good, and Laurenov, this time he does have that advantage over Malrine. Crit, the decrep. There's a Requiem.
Yeah.
And he gets stopped.
Yeah, Nightfall doesn't even need to use it.
Just auto attacks him down.
Getting a good start once again, Tundra.
And they get the last hit also on Nightfall, so extra soul, and he's going to have this presence stack for the next 70 seconds in the laning phase. Movements happening from Falcons. They've got Magnetize in 15 seconds, but Whitemon, he'll run into them again.
He's
got backup.
Nightfall. Nightfall's ready with the high ground Requiem. There it goes, pushing back the three of them. They got any follow-up lockdown on towards Marine? They don't. Now Crit turning up as well. Laurenov swinging in from the side. Hasn't got Rolling Thunder quite yet. Gets caught by the Frostbite. Amar, he's trying to chase Whitemon down, but cannot stay on top of him as Whitemon's able to escape.
In trouble.
He is 5 seconds until Rolling Thunder. He tried to join for this play, but he didn't quite have the ultimate back online.
Oh, and Soxa, it re-ticks onto him with the Magnetize. He's got Stick. It should save him. He's fine without it.
Just a bit of an awkward time there for Tundra to try and bring the numbers into a fight. If only Laurenov had that Rolling Thunder up.
Right, it was like, what, 3 seconds, 4 seconds
till
it was up?
Down, it was about 3-4 seconds left. If they had that, it would have been a much different outcome.
And Nightfall with a heads-up TP. He was getting surrounded from the side of Falcons. Falcons will go through the port on Skitter to stop the push top. He doesn't want them to just freely push down with spiders. He can occupy this area, and Malrine is making the move already with snaking. They want to try to find 33, but he's speedy. Pops the drums and gets away.
Difficult to catch him.
4-2 so far here. Soxa in position for Amar potential.
Setup. Amar too speedy himself though.
Yeah. And Crit's in the side, so they can just throw the silence down to protect him.
Under attack.
You're gonna send. Oh, they're sending Whitemon even through the portal too, so they're sending the supports through, but the ward, it is spotting it. Snaking did place that one like about 5 minutes ago. More rotations coming in.
TPs are coming in, yeah, Falcons, they're not afraid to fight these two.
Off the mark with the dead shot.
Skitter, can he still stay on top of the supports? The Hex catches him, he'll turn towards Whitemon, and Whitemon has got the self-decrepit fight. Silence will catch him, Skitter, couple of punches, he's gone. 33 is going to try and fight back because Nightfall has joined the fray.
Skitter.
Turn towards him.
It's a lot of minus armor.
It's a good
headshot
there. Yeah, they are able to turn 33 round Crit. Beautiful angle, pushing 33 straight into them, allows them to kill the Spider.
They're gonna go for Skeeter though. He's facing forward. Laurenov, he pops him. Might be able to go for more.
Just the follow-up setup with the Rolling Thunder, buying time for Nightfall to close in. Nightfall, he's actually gonna blow the Requiem for this just to be careful in case there was further backup from Falcons. Tundra, they clean up the kills, get the pressure onto the tower. Nightfall getting involved.
Yeah, 3 present stacks. Sure, it's not versus the buildings at this point, but don't want to keep giving the sequence of stacks, as we've seen a couple times in these games. He's got the Mask of Madness. They'll be able to clean up that tower. 2K lead at the moment here for Tundra. Good trade kills with that Laurenov Rolling Thunder.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tower almost gets brought down from Falcons in the meantime, but Whitemon is looking to siege mid. The beauty about Pugna.
It's just early pressure once again. We saw it last time in the first 10 minutes. Tundra, they're good at this early game.
Now, Whitemon in particular is definitely kind of being that X factor, it feels like, for them to be able to get this early extra pressure too. Hero that's been, as we said, multiple times in this tournament on the rise, the Pugna, so far. Looking good. A 3K lead again at this 11-minute mark. And as we said, this lineup, it's not as all in. So even if things do start to fall apart a little bit here, they definitely have things that they can, insurance policies that they can go back to, as Falcons is slowed down this game. Snaking it very far forward.
The setup, there's no one saving him.
Nope. Laurenov will secure that last hit, and it's a very easy, very early diffusal blade pickup for him. And versus triple strength cores, very valuable to have this pickup this early versus Bristleback in particular.
They're going to try and catch the Spider once again here. They really want to try and get this kill against 33. He's been getting a lot of space up top.
Oh, 33 is going a different build than I thought he was going to go. I thought he was going to go the pipe build as well, but he's going Phylactery. That is interesting. Amar is even turning up for it.
They'll catch the Spider. As he can run.
Kicks off the mark.
They know whereabouts he's gone. He's heading into the corner, trying to get off the map and go for the TP. And I tell you what, he's actually up on the high ground. Oh my goodness, that dead shot.
That must have been like almost the same frame. That was so close. He gets him out. That's a huge rotation from Falcons, and they do not get the Spider.
Check this out again. Look how close this was.
Let's see how close it actually was.
I mean, that's as close as it gets.
Oh my!
That's as close as it gets.
Yeah, I really .1.
Legit, less than the .1.
Yeah,
even
in between it. Goodness. And look at the smoke. Fast from Tundra. They've got the roll up again. He's got an arcane rune as well. They are positioned here aggressively. They have this ward behind the tower, also to scout Falcons if they do back up.
They're ready for crit. Crit.
Dire's
He's not going to
courier
head that,
has
especially
been
now that the
killed.
courier's gone. They know the whereabouts of Tundra. Tundra, can they still catch them by surprise with some element? The scans hit as well, so Falcons, they're getting all the information they need. The Tundra are coming for them like this.
They'll stack snaking. Instantly. As soon as they see that Rolling Thunder coming in, they do end up sacking him, but they are maybe looking for the fight afterwards. Malrine, he's in.
He's straight in. He's able to get the connection in. They drop the Doom down immediately on towards Lorinoff. Malrine keeping the Magnetize going. Saxa does hit the two of them, holds them back with the stun. Malrine should be ready to roll in once more, but Nightfall's ready with the Requiem, pushes them back. And Lorinoff, he's going to survive throughout the Doom. It was not enough damage to kill him.
They couldn't get the next spread.
They get everybody out.
Beautiful responses again from Tundra. Just recognizing how to take the fights. Falcons look to go for that reinitiation, but they were ready very quickly there. And they can look to keep going. They can keep themselves sustained constantly with this Pugna.
They're straight into the triangle.
Lorinoff can keep playing aggressive.
Radiant are scanning.
We'll back off just in time. Down bottom. Not a lot the Malrine can do about Nightfall.
It's a double stack Ancient here. Tundra can't look to steal it, but they're gonna look to keep playing aggressive. Snaking showed himself. He does not have boots.
No, he's very dead.
This looks like a position 5 of the old days. He doesn't have boots at 14 minutes, Owen. Lorinoff continuing to get these catches. That's 2 components of the Ags done.
He's queuing them up next.
He's queuing up the boots next. Yeah, I mean, obviously wants to try to get those, but very solid early game this time from Tundra. Even better than that last one. And the Phylactery, it's a different approach that's coming out here from the Brood. Not going for a pipe, not looking to go as all in. And now Nightfall, he will be able to walk in and steal some of these Ancients. Up to 23 stacks. Skitter will farm the right side. That is pretty close to his Aghanims finished
Dire's
after
bottom
that.
tower is under attack.
Falcons, they're watching.
Feels like Falcons is going to have to have a pretty good connection with the timing of that Ags on the Bristol. Tundra's starting to get quite a bit of momentum going for themselves.
Dire's bottom tower
Taking out
has
all 3 tier 1s. Having successful fights, and Lorinoff is massive at this point. He's got a shield rune as well for the next upcoming engagement, and 3 components of the Ags, and it's on top of this Diffusal versus the Strength Heroes. It's going to be super strong with the timing he can get. And how much he's going to be able to amp up and do with the Shadow Fiend aura. The combo between the 2 of them with the minus armor is pretty crazy how much damage they will do once they start getting the ball rolling, once they start getting an advantage. And they can look to force Roche very early with this lineup. Falcons. See where they look to go. They've got Magnetized, they've got the Blade Mail, and they're about to have that Ags. It is done on Skitter. It's a 7k lead already for Tundra.
They'll catch Whitemon to start things off. No, there's 33. Does he want to try and help out? Does he want to run? He's considering it. Same time, Marine's being careful how he commits for Whitemon. Whitemon's actually going to get the chance to juke this out and get away. Now Marine's rolled into his death.
A Whitemon, again, just tanks spells and won't die. Now Skitter.
He could be in trouble as well. Lorinoff's able to catch him out around the trees with a beautiful bounce back of the Rolling Thunder. Falcons last game, they were able to go for this kind of group up, look to make a play. This game, they're slipping very far behind, and even when they try and look for the plays, because of that difference, they're just not getting away with them. Tundra, they're ready every time.
Malrine just trying to get the connection, missing with the roll a couple of times. I mean, well, Whitemon dodging, gets put into a dangerous position, ends up surviving again.
Maybe these 2 can get Whitemon.
They should.
There we go.
Well, a kill's a kill, but yeah, so much momentum for Tundra. How many stacks do they have on Nightfall? He still does have 2 stacks if he wants to go through the portal to look for the Roche, but not going to be the case just yet. I'm going to wait for another timing first. They are positioned top for Skeeter. Lorinoff is in the area.
Skeeter feels that he can get away with this still. As the Bristol feels that the tankiness should keep him safe. Tundra might try and test that.
Do they have TP responses on the side of Falcons? Probably, I do not think so, so I don't think Skeeter wants to bait it too hard yet. Blink done for Saxa already too, for the catch. So Malrine He feels like his game is going to be very difficult in these next few moments without having BKB.
Radiant are scanning.
They have so many ways to control him, lock him down. And just, yeah, continuing to play very fast. Again, Snaking's been found.
Middle tower is under attack.
Does not get out.
Many before you have tried.
Lornoff, 8-1 this game, this Pango pick. It's working beautifully.
It's a huge difference between him and Maureen this time round. Over 3k lead
Radiant's middle tower is under
for the
attack.
Pango against the Earth Spirit in this matchup.
I mean, all three cores just having that bit of a better time. By a bit, I mean quite significantly a better time. 33, gonna start doing the spider micro to scout things out. You see them spread across the webs to just see pretty much everything in that top area.
Dire are scanning.
For Falcons, trying to slow things down, maybe wanting to wait for these BKB timings that they're going for on two heroes. But Skeeter wants to fight. He's got his timing. He's got the axe. He's got the hairball.
They're ready around the power in.
He's not that tanky still on the bristle with how much Tundra has with this advantage. This Pango is just absolutely massive at this point. They're gonna have to throw the Doom onto him. But that does mean that the SF Nightfall can just run around in the fights. They're gonna smoke and look for the 5v5 fight.
Yeah, they need to have this go well, Falcons. They lose this smoke, the game is going to start falling away from comeback territory pretty fast.
They've got to find Lornoff somehow to slow him down. If they don't catch this Pango first, it feels like he's going to run rampant in the team fight. That's who they do end up going for. Lornoff is connecting from behind. He's invis.
This invis could be quite annoying.
He's going to be able to scout quite a bit here.
He's going to scout out Skeeter. Yeah, he's going to scout out
them all.
A drop down an odds, but Lornoff's able to get the rolling thunder set up for the side. Nightfall puts the BKB, the Requiem's out, pushing back the four of them. They've lost crit, and they've almost certainly lost this fight. And they get the Doom down on toward the SF.
Here comes Lornoff.
He's ready to back him up, allows him to turn short. They get the Shadow Fiend, but they lose everybody.
Completely wiped. A 5-for-1. Lornoff, again with the angle, literally catches everybody. They are slamming this game, and it's perfect around the Roshan too. You couldn't have asked for a more perfect fight that comes out from Lornoff.
Yep.
And Nightfall, he gets the Requiem on literally everyone.
BKB Requiem, sure the Doom comes out afterwards, but as you say, Lornoff able to follow up, get in position to help finish them up as they tried to battle down the Shadow Fiend on the high ground. They lose everybody, Falcons.
It's looking really good for them. 11k lead now at this point. They give the Brood that Aegis because the SF isn't up. Surprised they actually don't give that one to Lornoff with how good of a game he's having, but...
Saxa. He's in with the jump, 33. He's ready to help out. Snaking. He's going to try and run from this. They will get the roll forward from Maureen, but the Hex is up. Gives the space for 33 to separate himself from Maureen.
And the dead shot was off the mark.
Maureen's running forward again. They've got this follow-up of Skeeter. They need to desperately find this spider with the quill sprays. Another roll forward. The dead shot. Can they finish 33? They get the silence. They'll get him the once.
But here's Tundra.
Here they are. Nightfall and Sax are ready to set up for the kills in return as they get Maureen. They get the Aegis, but it cost them the life at their mid.
Can probably look to force here too. It's around 20-minute mark, so it's around that Tormentor. They might just be able to look and take that one away from Falcons too. And Tundra, this is how clean they wanted to play in the last game. It's pretty much picture perfect.
Yeah, it's a complete switch up of what we had in game one. As this time, it's the question it's been asked towards Falcons.
I think Cinder, or someone said the other day, we'll never see Pugna die to a Tormentor because he can life drain it, but they killed him. That's not his fault. That's the teammates. That's the core players always.
Yeah, that's a report.
That's a
there we go. Yeah. But this game, it's Falcons that we're kind of asking. What's the comeback plan for them? What's the backup plan?
Wait for BKBs in particular, but it's taking too long to get them. Amar, he's going to have his done, but yeah, these are coming out so late. The items that have already been picked up from Tundra might even just be able to counteract that as Maureen. He's caught again. Is he going to live?
He's got TP backup. And 33 had no interest in pushing and diving that tier 2.
Oh, because of Tundra being able to play so aggressive, Nightfall, she backs up and he's able to get the double wisdom. So they steal the one from Falcons, and they had 2 wisdoms over here, so he's up to level 16 now on this Shadow Fiend.
Tormentors, as the pretty much complete Hurricane Pike. As well, Nightfall, so even easier for him to find position in this team fight.
All 3 cores at this kind of even level of net worth. They're all massive, and that's just saying quite a lot because Lornoff, he's 11-1, and his 2 other cores are matching him. Keeping that crazy amount of farm. Falcons, I believe they do have one of the BKBs done. Second component's almost finished. Saxa.
Oh, Amar, he's just going to put the BKB, put a stop to this, get the drag back with the wild rip. He's going to drop the Doom down on a Saxa. He's had enough, Amar. Crit won't live though, and Amar, will he actually manage to escape this? Skeeters also gets clipped by the Rolling Thunder. Amar, he gets jumped by 33 and Laurenov.
Insane damage.
And just burst there as well for 33 as he nukes down Skeeter to pretty much half HP. Whitemon does die, snaking.
33?
A lot of damage down on the 33.
Trouble.
They've come in with a buyback from Crit. The dead shot's there to control the spiders, so Crit with that buyback. Make sure that 33 cannot run. It's a little bit of something for Falcons.
It's the best fight they've had. It does require maybe a little bit of a buyback, but it feels like it's necessary for them to try to get something in these fights because they are at this huge deficit. They don't get Laurenov though. How close to that BKB? Malrain will have it done. As we saw, Amar does have it finished, and Skeeter is about to have it. So they will have triple BKB timing to deal with some of the pressure that's coming in particular from the Pango and from the Requiem combo. Still a ways before they are caught back up in this game. Playing Bristleback from behind, usually not the ideal. See how the execution does come, though. We've seen Falcons work some magic, especially when they've got these type of BKBs and team fight lineups. But in this deficit, it's very difficult. 33. We'll go for the BKB next.
Top lane, they're looking at Skeeter. Might want a Nightfall. Do they want to try and make a play between the two of them?
If they have Saxa, they can go for it. He is starting to make his way over.
Nightfall getting in position here with the Requiem, looking for the pushback on it. He's going to get it as well. Buys time for 33 to
He's got BKB.
The finger's there. They roll forward. Skeeter trying to run with the BKB.
Laurenov's got him.
But they get the job done. Very nicely executed by Tundra. The setup, just buying time for them all to collapse in and kill this hero that at the moment should be the tankiest of Falcons' lineup. Doesn't matter. Tundra can still deal with it.
Very cool angle. Thought they would actually need Saxa up deal to get the disable, but Nightfall. We don't see these Requiems too often. They can get this type of angle. That was a really nice one. Can't look to go for this tower. The presence affecting the buildings. Drops super fast.
Wants to try and punish Laurenov.
Can they catch him?
I
think they saw him. They saw Amar. Amar does not have that blink dagger to be able to get the jump forward there, and Laurenov, he's going to go connect with this team. Feels like he's yet to really make a mistake. You know, that bottom one may be the one where he didn't have the Rolling Thunder, but afterwards it's been pretty much perfect here from Laurenov.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Falcons.
Maybe he finds a stack, so.
Looks like they'll find one. Their tower hitter's not here, though, so they can't really turn it into this tier 2. Skeeter's in position in the mid lane.
Dire are scanning.
Is 33 going to start poking? Feels like he can with his spiders a bit up top. Forcing reaction. There's that Shadow Blade. So Silver Edge, the next choice for Nightfall versus that Bristleback. Break.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Very effective. Kept it steady at this 13k. Their experience is also pretty massive still on the side of Tundra, that lead. There's the blink. So Amar does have a way to be able to start fights as well. It does feel like it has to be on Laurenov, and that does mean that Nightfall is going to be able to run rampant in the fight. But if you don't doom Laurenov, it really feels like he is just going to be out of control. As it has been for the majority of this game. Skeeter not buying any armor items yet either, too. He is just going to go straight down that Bloodstone route. It's a ton of minus armor that they're on the side of Tundra. Might be something they have to start factoring into the build soon.
Down the midnight full of Saxa, they get the setup onto Amar straight away with a finger.
Quick kill. The punch from Saxa.
And in the river, Laurenov. He's got the setup onto Skeeter. Skeeter, it will get the BKB off, but look how low he falls. The damage from Tundra is so much. He's on the retreat, will get up to the high ground, but he just has to run.
He's low.
Skeeter stepping back up. It's a bit risky. He cannot afford to run back into this lineup of Tundra whilst they're full HP.
No, if he gets caught from a disable, he just dies. He doesn't have the BKB available. Malrain trying to hold on to this tower here, but it's inevitably going to fall. Nightfall brings it down so quick. And that was the BKB from the Bristle. So 60 seconds that Tundra has the opportunity to make moves around the map that they don't have to worry about that. They can potentially start poking top with the blasts and with the spiders. They have a base ward down too.
This defense for Falcons is not going to be easy.
Saksa trying to
He's
go for a
in
jump.
straight away. He gets the setup with the stun. Marine's going to roll forward. Amar
Doom,
jumps
Nightfall.
forward as well. That's a start forcing them out of the fight. Nightfall backing off as this Doom continues. Amar trying to stay on top of him in the BKB. They'll bail out of this one. As Nightfall goes for the TP out. The two supports from Tundra will fall.
33.
They catch him as well.
He's got BKB.
They're hunting for him. He's a little too speedy, just outside of the range of vision. 33 should be fine.
They get the two supports, but Tundra's able to reset with the three important heroes, especially Nightfall, after getting doomed.
33, he's looking back towards Marine, and he's got
Here's
Lorinov
Lorinov.
swinging back over with the Rolling Thunder.
Big burst.
Oh, Marine caught massively by surprise there. He didn't expect that one bit.
The reinitiations again and again. Lorinov, every single time he's finding these angles. He has Octarine now. These timings are absurd. Has to be some of the fastest ones we've seen from a Pango in this tournament, or in some time. It's almost level 20.
Over in the
Swinging
mid,
toward mid, Nightfall.
snaking. He knows something's up. It's the sentry down. He's actually thinking about stepping up towards this. This is pretty crazy. I mean, he's got Skeeter and Crit Show by his side, but these two cores, they're terrifying. And
Lorinov.
Chris swinging across with the backup.
He goes down.
To kill at the Pango. Snaking. It's quickly dealt with
Nightfall
by
too.
33.
He could be in trouble.
Turn, they'll get on top of him, but they've had the burst. The finger straight on towards him. He's caught by the Hex as well.
Nightfall goes down.
Does go down. 33 can still continue the cleanup as he chases down Amar.
He gets the blink off.
Just in time, he's up to the high grab, but the nuke's there. 33 finishes him off with the burst. Triple kill for him. It's not a bad effort there from Falcons. They get two with the cores,
Skeeter,
but they can't quite deal with the Spider.
No, Skeeter does get the last hits on them though. So a huge influx of gold to the Bristle. He pretty much has that Bloodstone now finished. Nightfall has to be a bit careful with his positioning there. His BKB was still on cooldown from that top scenario, so couldn't reset away. And huge burst damage onto Lorinov.
We're seeing how much this Kanda's doing for 33 this game.
They have these three cores. You know, if you doom one, if you go for the other, one of these is going to be able to clean up in the team fights. But Skeeter is catching up. He's almost the same net worth now. I mean, he is the same net worth now, at least of two of the heroes. And he has hit level 20, so it does have the quill stack damage on top of everything. Tundra slipping up a little bit there. Malrine is getting closer and closer to having a Shiva's too, so starting to rack up these items on the side of Falcons for the potential fights. Tundra, they're gonna go for the safe play. Go for this rush.
Falcons unlikely to be able to get here in time, so this should be a freebie for Tundra.
Playing with the Aegis. It'd be nice to play versus the Doom. Get that to Nightfall. So Lorinov just has to be careful with his positioning so that he doesn't get initially caught, since that Aegis is going to be on Nightfall. And he's pretty important inside these fights. That is the Octarine done. So he's got it's a very aggressive build, not going for anything like a Lincoln's or whatever to be able to protect versus the Doom. But
he's getting away with it.
He is. It's just the one. It's just that the two deaths, but that one in the mid that's happened after like 15 minutes of him not dying. Bottom Falcons, they're still looking for a catch.
They're going to smoke into this, but as we saw, Tundra the Aegis. Nightfall, he's stepping up straight away. They get the stun connection. BKB out for Nightfall. He's in position, focusing Marine, but Marine's going to be able to step away with the blade mail pop. Roll forward from Lorinov. He's going to go straight towards the squishies. Looks to zone out the supports. Crit, forced back by the fear of the Requiem. Big hit over towards Skeeter. We'll get the BKB off, but it looks to be too late. Down. He cannot heal back up with the Bloodstone in time. He's dead. Amar and Marine, they've got to run. He'll try for the TP out. Amar. Back to the fountain.
They had full vision.
Stop to that.
Full vision there, Tundra. They have the ward. Even though Falcons smoked on high ground, it was completely seen. You can see how confident Tundra was to just walk into this fight. The Doom has to be thrown on a Lion. So as soon as that happens, it's like, okay, this fight is not going to be an advantage there for Falcons. As the cores just get to run rampant.
They still have this Aegis ready to push with.
Snake,
tough one here.
Pressure.
This one. It's rough after game one was such a kind of surefire win for Falcons. This game two, it's really being them feeling the struggles that Tundra are having to experience in that game one loss.
There's no glyph either for this high ground, so Rax, it's just gonna fall. Yeah, Tundra, I mean, this time it's much cleaner play across the board.
Yeah, Falcons just not able to find that opportunity to break up that early game and momentum that Tundra were getting. Gonna try here on the defense, but rolling in over towards 33, but the BKB's out. Lorinov in with the Rolling Thunder towards Marine. Crit has to escape outside of his own base. Lights back in. Pretty nice there.
We'll survive.
Falcons survive through that aggressive attempt from Tundra. But Tundra, of course, making the motions, getting that mid set of barracks. They can stick around and go for more. Still with plenty of time, having the Aegis on Nightfall.
Saxa. They're still playing in the area here. Perhaps wanting to look for the Tormentors while denying that one away from Falcons. There's no Doom for 30 seconds, so Falcons can't fight this. Snay. It looks like he wants his team to perhaps go for this type of contest. Doesn't feel like they can, though.
Yeah, they took the Tormentor too easy.
Dies in an instant. Spiders gonna start to poke. They'll get cleaned up almost instantly. But Tundra, they're sticking around.
It's tier 3 gone.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Still got the Aegis for 2 minutes.
Radiant are scanning.
How long for Doom? It's back up.
Radiant's top
Magnetizes
tower
as well,
is
20
under
seconds.
attack.
They're going to split back up. Yeah, Tundra, low enough to deal with the top pressure. Get that Lincoln's finished.
Oh, he is going for it now. All right, does he have it done? I think he pretty much does. He does. All right, so after that Octarine, he finishes it up very fast after 2 quick kills.
The Falcons, they're starting to crawl out of the base. Pulling together a move seems ever so difficult, especially into this Aegis of Nightfall.
And it just comes down to where it's very difficult for Amar to pick and choose the target. Like, who do you doom? Any of the one that you don't doom is going to be able to just go crazy in these fights. So it's very complicated to see how Falcons can kind of split things up and find a fight advantage unless they can find an isolated hero. Which Nightfall is a bit separated from his team, but he is Silver-Edged and he'll be able to sneak himself away. Yeah, Tundra they're not making too many mistakes in this one. Grouping up, sticking together. They still got a minute left on the Aegis, and they're going to continue pushing down bottom. They've got these lanes in great position with the Spider's top.
They're going to be ready to run straight up and hit these barracks. They've got the creeps coming in, so backdoor protection. It's gone.
And Soxa's ready to blink Hex if somebody shows. Malrine
Immediately,
target.
just walks up, gets the Hex straight away on towards Malrine. They'll let it burst, and that's Malrine gone. He's got no buyback available. Skeeter turns towards Nightfall. He's trying to battle him. Can he take him down? That wants the light drain heals, giving Nightfall a bit of survivability, but he will fall. And Lorov, he's rolling into the fountain. He will probably die for this one.
A bit over-aggressive.
A little bit deep.
But Skeeter gets isolated because of it.
And the rest of the team's doing the work. You know, they got the barracks on lock gear, as they'll be able to take out the melee.
And Nightfall, he's got 2 stacks of presence, so these buildings, they drop fast. 33. Charging forward, he still has BKB.
No Malrine for 20 seconds. You're just going to be back up in a minute.
Stun.
He's got to use the buyback. Amar's been caught.
Deleted.
He's got buyback available as well. But the bottom set of ranks is taken. Tundra, they can stick around for more. Falcons, they're trying to head forward to fight back. There's the second buyback coming in from Amar.
Nightfall still has the Requiem at the ready to push them back. He still has 3 stacks of the presence too, so not easy for Falcons to walk into this.
They really feel that they've got to try something because it's this rare minute where there's no Lorenoff on the Pango, but Tundra,
They can't.
They're getting the freedom to back off.
Again, Tundra, sure, Lornoff maybe goes a little bit too far, but at the end of the day, it ends up isolating Skeeter, and they end up finishing off the racks.
Yeah.
Falcons.
They get the objectives. They force out 3 buybacks. Tundra's still happy with this.
This is one of those, this is a desperation smoke. This is them trying to find somebody who is split up. And will they be able to do so with the way that Tundra's been playing? It hasn't really happened so much this game.
28k gold behind. 33 is relatively low. He's going to walk into them. They're quick to jump him.
They will.
That's the spider dead.
That's a gem, too. That's actually a pretty big pickup. And they'll be able to steal away that Wisdom Rune and probably the Tormentor.
Something here for Falcons.
Absolutely. And they get the scan top.
They know where they are.
They know that Tundra's
They
up
might
here.
be able to collapse up the lane and look to try and catch Tundra here whilst they don't have Lorenoff or 33.
It's a 3v5, but Lornoff, he's back.
Nightfall's massive.
Oh, Lornoff actually TP's mid.
Marine trying for the setup.
Lornoff shows himself mid, too.
I mean, Sax is going to be here to make the jump over towards him. Nightfall bringing in the damage over towards Marine. Can they keep Marine alive? They can't. Marine falls. He's out without buyback. Nightfall's going to go for the BKB TP out.
gone.
He'll get safely back to the fountain.
Nightfall, what a play, is able to get himself out. Lornoff
Saxa blinks up in a second. He might make it out as well.
He's got a TP. He's out. That's, Lornoff even showed, they were confident to be able to take that fight. Lornoff TP'd mid, showed himself, and that just tells me that Tundra's like, we're fine, we can do this 3v5. Even if they're going to run at us here, we're confident. And for good reason, as we see there from Nightfall.
I mean, they ran straight at them, but still couldn't quite get the job done. Tundra managing to make the escapes occur.
They did get that one big kill to be able to stop that spider for a second there, and they did get the gem. But afterwards, quickly losing Malrine again. And Lorinov, these levels are just pouring in. He's nearly level 25 on the Pangolier. Another 3,000 gold on him.
Nightfall's on the hunt again. Ready to enter into the triangle, see what he can find. Skeeter's there.
He's got the break. No BKB on Skeeter.
He's going to see him. They can bring sort of Saxa in for the jump. They could have a chance, but Skeeter's already backing off.
Yeah, he needs a disable on the Shadow Fiend. Aviana's Feather for Nightfall. Even more mobility. Gets that evasion as well, too, to avoid the Bristleback. Skeeter getting closer and closer to an AC. Small little things that can potentially help them, even though they are this massive deficit. It still is a huge mountain to climb for him. It's still feeling pretty impossible for him to do it on his own, hence his two other cores are just falling further and further behind. Doom up in 20 seconds. They're looking to play around this ward. But Tundra, even when they have, you know, only like 3 people, they're very ready for these fights. Very interesting build this time around from 33. I love when we I mean, I mention it every time, but I like when people just switch it up a lot. You know, because it did look like perhaps this could have been a pipe game, but he wanted to just be more of that damage dealer too, and I don't blame him. He's been able to deal a good chunk amount. Anyone who gets isolated is pretty much just dead to 1-2 hits plus a Conda. Crazy burst that they have. For Falcons. Rattle Cage also gets found there from the Bristleback, so it's the best neutral item he could have found, on top of having that AC done, so small timing for him. But Skitter, he has to do what feels like 3 heroes worth of impact. As Roche is back up, and that's the Ags.
Falcons, do they have any sort of way to smoke up and contest this?
Do they have a smoke? I was checking before, I don't think they do.
Should be a quick and easy one then for Tundra.
Yeah, it's gonna die very fast. As soon as the 3 cores are in the pit, they're all almost 25, in fact. Nightfall very close to it on top of 33, while Lorinov already has it. It dies incredibly quick.
The refresher on Amar. Falcons are able to turn this one around. It's going to be one of the bigger comebacks. Everything looking against them right now.
He's pretty close to not even having the mana for it. It's very close for the double dooms.
Tundra.
Did you see what they gave the Ags to, by the way? They gave it a Saxa.
Hey, why not? Everybody loves an Aghanim's Lion.
Yep, he is very high level too. He is 19, so it's got that 20-second cooldown, and he has been able to get some good burst ones. That is pretty funny. Nightfall.
Who doesn't have it? Who
Nightfall could have grabbed it. It's pretty good on the SF. Nah, give it to the Lion.
Give it to the Lion.
I mean, I love it. Why not?
Finish it in style.
Sox just had a pretty damn impactful game, right? All of his catches have been on point when he's been able to jump in and get the stun hexes.
Falcons heading out at the base. I see Nightfall, but he's the one with the Aegis. He can't start the fight on towards the SF.
He's got this satanic too. Hard for them to just commit onto him.
Able to clear a fair bit of the spiders.
Or not. He's going in.
And he's going to die for tier 4. Going straight in over towards Crit. And Crit will be fine. Nobody else in Tundra ready to dive for tier 4s quite yet.
Gonna try to look to punish because the Rolling Thunder was used, but it's level 25 Rolling Thunder, so it's not much downtime whatsoever. That's why Lorinov is very free to just use it. It's up in 25 seconds again. They're gonna look to play around the vision that they have.
Nightfall split up a bit. It's a little separate from the rest of his team, but he's dancing around the edge of the vision.
He seems pretty aware. Yeah, he sees the Doom now. Team is going to look to connect or look to pressure him. He stalks it. Look, he's inside the base, potentially waiting for someone to come up for the hex, and he'll find Skitter.
See if they can burst through Skitter. It's going to be the roll forward straight over from Maurin. They're getting on top of Saxa. Saxa kick to the side.
Ghost Scepter.
See if they can finish him off. Amar, oh my goodness, destroying a couple of right clicks there from Nightfall as Amar, he's out for 100 seconds. Saxa, he's healed up as well. This life drain is keeping him alive. Finally, he falls. Snake King will die. There's 2 out without buyback on Falcons. All they're able to get themselves were the 2 support kills against Tundra.
And that was only one of the Dooms, but there's no buyback for Amar, so isn't going to be able to come back to life as Nightfall pushing forward.
He's looking to close it onto the tier 4s. Falcons 3 versus 4 here. Can they push Tundra back? As Nightfall still has the Aegis. 33 is looking to work on the top set of ranks, get the mega creeps out.
Laurenov's back in.
He's in with the jump. They get the fear to push back the Bristle for the extra bit of control. They were all 4. Skin is healing up a lot with the Bloodstone, and Laurenov, he might just die. They've lost the Pango.
Nightfall.
They're taking the Aegis out of Nightfall. Can they go for round 2 on towards him? Crit moves in with the ultimate. They're going to look towards the Whitemon. Whitemon tries to heal up, but the damage here from Crit and his ult kills him off. Nightfall puts the BKB. He'll get Marine. Marine's got buyback. He's almost certainly going to have to use it. See when it comes out. Tundra moving up towards the top. There's the buyback, at least from snaking. Marine holding on to his own.
It's Skeeter versus the world.
They're in on top of the S. Look how much damage he's coming out for Skeeter. He's dead, Nightfall.
They split away from him. Nightfall, he didn't get out of the base. His team left. Laurenov got out of there, but Nightfall did not.
He's out for 90 seconds. I mean, somehow Falcons are keeping the game going despite being 30k behind.
That was a pretty big mistake there from Nightfall, sticking around in that area. You saw Laurenov, he bailed out, and Nightfall just was like, I can confidently stay there. They actually do end up losing quite a bit. Falcons showing they're not totally out of this one yet, even though it still does feel like it's a pretty tremendous mountain to climb. Skeeter, he gets massive kills. He's up to 26.
Yeah, that was
he's got
a huge
the talent.
bump up for him.
Yeah, and this talent, what, it adds, I think we did the math on it last time. It's 216, if I'm not mistaken, just from that one talent that he gets at 25. So his right click, you see he's now sitting at plus 540. He's got 5,000 gold.
Amar. He's going to jump in, he's going to get the Doom down. Somebody get the setup. Skeeter's heading over, trying to join him. Amar will be protected by the Undisc, and he's with the refresher popped. He's ready to go for round 2 with the Doom if he can get back on top of them. Being held up by the spiders, and Laurenov will manage to get out with Blink.
He's able to reset.
Tundra on the retreat. They've still got to be careful whilst they don't have Nightfall back alive.
Marine, he's caught.
Laurenov has to be careful himself.
They doom Saksa.
Looking to chase down the line. They should get him. I don't think 33 and Laurenov can do much about this. Saksa will die.
Falcons finding some big kills.
And they're actually able to get maybe on towards 33 as well. Skeeter's looking to chase him down into the trees.
He's got BKB. Might be forced to just use it in TP.
BKB TP has to come out. They haven't got anything to stop it, so 33 gets back. But again, Falcons somehow, some way, making these moves despite the odds against them with the incredible lead Tundra's had.
Finding massive kills. Even throwing out a Doom onto Saksa, stopping that momentum a little bit for him. Skeeter, what's he gonna buy? He's got a lot of gold. He's just gonna go big. It's just gonna be a dataless. So that's what we've seen a lot of the times for them.
He's looking at the Nullifier for now.
Is he? Okay.
I think
versus the Ghost Scepter and the Pugna.
A Nullifier or an Abyssal, one of those two.
Yeah, I'm cool with Nullifier because he's playing versus Pugna and he's playing versus so many Ghost Scepters and 4-staff resets. Falcons showing they still perhaps do have a fighting chance in this one, even at this 23k deficit, losing 2 sets of racks. They have no Dooms for 50 seconds. Tundra.
Dire's courier has
Tundra's
been
definitely
killed.
going to be shaken up a little bit by those last few plays. They know how much of a lead that they've had, but they've witnessed and experienced these 2 fights with snaking.
They're going to group up again, though. Tundra, everybody is coming back. They're going to look for this fight. Now, there's no Doom availables. No Dooms available.
Laurenov has got the Rolling Thunder ready. They're looking at Skeeter. Nightfall, does he want to start the play here with the break hit? There we go. They get the jump forward as well with the Rolling Thunder. It's a lot of damage, but they're able to force him back to safety. Skeeter's up to the high ground. Crit, he gets caught at the edge of the fight. As he's gone, no buyback available on the Muerta. It's 5 versus 4 now, Tundra.
Doom, one of them is back up. 50 seconds left on that refresher.
Skeeter. Stepping down in the mid. Nightfall. He's ready to just go straight into the base. Tries to get the damage in on towards the Barracks. TP over from Amar. They get the roll forward. They get the kick back into the Doom. They manage to get the setup straight away on towards the SF. He's trying to force back to safety. He's looking at TP out. Can he get away? He's able to get back to that, but he's going to die. Down to the Magnetize and the Doom damage. 33 is trying to roll away with the BKB. He's going to go for the BKB TP. Can they stop it? They cannot. He'll get away. But once more, Nightfall dead.
I mean, Falcons is just immediately committing onto them, and I don't think Tundra is ready for it. Nightfall just keeps stepping up, and he just keeps dying. He gets a TP out, but it doesn't matter.
Just, just a sort of solid kickback into the Doom. I mean, Falcons, again, just being able to execute these sort of plays whilst they're this far behind.
It's
Tundra, I think Tundra's they're going to be shaking in their boots a little bit. They just can't seem to close up the game against them.
The throne is exposed. There is a glyph back up. Okay, glyph's back up in 8 seconds. I was going to say there's definitely potential for some crazy just all-in play. But Falcons, they're getting time to be able to constantly reset to get these Dooms back up. Now Amar, Refresher's back up. His Doom's going to be back up in 60, and that's pretty much when the SF comes back alive. So they also have a Refresher on Malrine, too. They're starting to
so
pick
much
up
in these fights.
Yeah, they're starting to pick up these pretty crucial items to be able to take the fights, too. And
that
Whitemon dies again.
That's a rough one. I mean, he doesn't have buyback.
That's 2 times now that they've died.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, if that comes back to bite them, that's going to really suck.
I mean, also, like, the fact that they... I mean, I will say this. The fact that they gave the Lion the Aghanims, too. Maybe not having it on one of the other cores could be important. Asaxa will get the catch. Amar, can they finish him off?
It's a lot of damage.
He's got Refresher if he wants to do it for the Aeon, but he just gets popped.
Can the two of them get out, though? Malrine's on top of the both of them. There'll be a TP out from Lorenoff and a blink TP from Sax, so they'll make it away.
Asaxa does get away, too. Nice catch there.
And we'll catch it again here. Unfortunate death from Whitemon.
He took so much damage. Skater. Just want to attempt for this Roche, but Nightfall is in the area, so is 33. 33 now does have a Nullifier also.
There's a little bit of a window where they don't have Whitemon on the other side, but they are without Amar.
Oh, Doom. He's the most important one in the game on the side of Falcons. Just
Nightfall.
Him and Skater. They have vision of Lorenoff here for a second. He's going to back away. Crit's here.
Tries for the setup, but the blink's there in time.
So they should be able to get this Roche on the side of Tundra. Falcons does not want to buy back on Amar.
And this time, who's going to get the Aghanims? Give it a knife.
Give it a Nightfall, please. Or do they just give the gold? All right, Nightfall just doesn't want it. He feels like it's not even going to be valuable. They're just going to give the gold to Lorenoff.
Yeah, Lorenoff's going to take it.
Yep.
All right.
Time to go sell his Zags.
Yep. He's got a lot of money to play with.
Okay.
There. And yeah, he's going to queue up the Refresher, get that ready for the next fight.
I guess Nightfall just really feels like it's not that valuable for him to just get that extra bit with the Requiem since you just full right click. Okay. Lorenoff will have double ultis now. And even potentially a way to protect himself and his allies with the Links if you can throw it onto one of them. 32,000 gold lead, a butterfly now for Nightfall. Still keeping themselves in this massive advantage position, but we're seeing Falcons still able to somehow fight even when they are at this deficit. How's Skeeter looking on his gold? 5,700.
Where's he going next? I guess he's looking at what's swallowing the Aghanims.
Yeah, and then maybe getting
something.
One of those bigger damage items. We'll have to see.
Or if he wants to get it out sooner, just selling the treads and picking something up.
I feel like he needs treads. You can't have 0 mobility on a bristleback.
Okay.
That sounds kind of crazy.
60 minutes, though. 10 minutes away. 10 minutes.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
I mean, with the way the Falcons have been holding on, I mean, this
true.
Kind of a 25k to 30k lead. It's been there for quite some time, right?
It's been.
Like, how long have Falcons been able to hold off against this? It's kind of
about 20 minutes.
20 minutes, where this this lead did shoot up very early for Tundra. Falcons, they're keeping the game alive despite this incredible lead.
Yeah, it's very impressive the way that they've been able to hold on, even onto that last Rax, right? They haven't even gotten Mega yet.
Tundra, what's the plan? Last few times they've tried this, it's not gone too hot.
They do want to force with Aegis, though. Gonna try to go for this move, Nightfall. Trying to get the angle here. They're smoked up. Saxa at the ready for a jump. Who does he find? Do they just blink in? They're gonna walk in.
The burst Skeeter, they're gonna find him. The jump, they get the hex, they get the breaks. Skeeter, he's in a whole lot of trouble. He's dead.
He's gonna have to buy.
Malrine also. Malrine is able to put the BKB roll away just in time. Lorenoff's going to chase on forward though with the Rolling Thunder. Malrine, he's in trouble. Another roll across him. He's so low, he's going to go down.
He has buy, but Lorenoff, a second set of roll. They're going to start hitting the throne.
So what they can get here. Buyback's coming out, and indeed they're looking to close it. They've got to try and get them off the throne soon. The fortification comes out. Skeeter, he's focused in Nightfall. Nightfall's getting healed up by the life drain. They'll drop the Doom down on towards him. Nightfall, he's going to be going down the watch. They're still trying to focus it and finish it off. Saxon trying to offload some right clicks as well, but he's caught by the silence. Round 2 of the Aegis. Nightfall's ready to close it up. They'll get the win here. We're going to a game 3 as Tundra. This is just going to be an exciting one. We've got 2 teams very different approaches, right? Falcons, they've gone for some pretty standard stuff. No surprises there, but Tundra, my goodness, a massive change up to what they tried at the start of this series. They've gone all out on the greed here, folks.
Yeah, I mean, they're cooking something up. I don't know what it is, but we'll have to see if it ends up working. Lornoff playing the DK, something we don't see too often, being put in the mid lane, but them wanting to have this Morphling for that super hard carry to be able to turn into Razor, get that static link stolen. I don't know, it looks very greedy. I feel like all the plays have to come from Lornoff because you have a Medusa Warlock support. It feels very...
They ain't stunning anybody outside of their ultimates, of course.
Maybe I'm overlooking something, but overall, Pugna, it's been reigning supreme in a lot of these games. We even saw that last game, Whitemon, what he was able to do, and I think they did say the stat before. I think Snaking is 6-0 on it. So he's been dominating on this hero in a lot of occasions. Not versus any type of, like, you know, int hero in particular that's going to be pumping out spells constantly and taking tons of damage, but that's not what Pugna's really about so much anymore. It's about keeping sustained for your teams. Yeah, let's see how these lanes go down. Because, yeah, the Medusa Doom lane. Don't know how much they're going to be able to apply pressure versus a Razor Pugna. This Razor Pugna feels like it's just probably just going to
doesn't seem easy. No. Yeah, it looks like Falcons could have some early kill opportunity on the table between these two.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be impressed from Sox in particular and see what he's gonna be able to do, because Tundra's draft just looks a little bit too strange to me. But we'll see what they can do. Top wave, they'll start dragging immediately. Lamar was able to get all 4 of the last hits at the start. They'll block the camp. And I'm able to grab that one.
Of course, the top lane are always very nice for the Morphite that you have.
Warlock.
Warlock with the Shadow Word. You're always able to reset, heal up very easily.
That's why they went for this last pick. Besides the limited disables that are coming out in the game, it is him versus that Razor, you know, that matchup. So you see 33 can walk down. Maybe the poke skater a little bit.
I'm going to have to be careful, Tundra. Once the level 2s are out for Falcons.
Yeah. I mean, this is the lane in particular for me that could just become pretty explosive. Like, I don't know how much 33 is going to be able to get down here at all. Got the plasma field ready. But top, overall, Tundra, Nightfall should be able to free farm up here as this Morphling. That's why they went for this last pick.
Morph, it's a difficult hero to carry with right now.
Definitely. We did see Satanic have that fantastic game earlier where he didn't die, and he did have another one in this tournament where he hasn't died. And Lornoff in this matchup is going to have a good time versus the Pango. We don't see the DK pick too often nowadays in the mid lane, but he should be able to kind of just dominate this mid lane. The breathe fire damage reduction, the stun to prevent CS too. And Lornoff last game, he did go pretty crazy.
Lornoff will be the key to sort of leading him for the early plays if he wants to get that Blink Dagger soon on his build-up. Yeah, he's the one to kind of set the pace and make all the moves happen for Tundra.
Pretty much all the moves, it does feel like, yeah. 33 does find a nice creep for himself. We'll find the mana burn creep, so we'll be able to keep poking them down a little bit with it here. So it's going to be a very, very slow start for him, but not giving up a kill at the level 2. And yeah, Nightfall, there's pretty much like no way that he should die up here. He should have absolute free farm on the Warlock, or in the Morphling. So 2 lanes that should be very good for Tundra. So maybe that's the whole thing. It's like, yeah, they're going to sack this off lane, but overall Doom's purpose is going to be able to prevent the heals that come out from the Pugna in particular. So even if he gets sacked, he can do his job.
Yeah, for sure. The big thing for them on that bottom lane is just to make sure they don't give up any kills.
Don't feed, yeah. We'll have to see how much Soxa can do with this Medusa support. We don't see it picked pretty much nearly as often. I think we've only seen maybe 1 this tournament that was played as support. Only like 1 or 2 at TI that we did see Boxy go for. And Malrine, he's trying to drag wave. He doesn't want to play this straight up matchup versus Lornoff anymore since there's that huge advantage. 21-9 to 11-0. Yeah, Lornoff's had some of these games where he just plays super clean from start to finish, and that last one, as we said, one of the better ones I've seen from him.
Bottom lane.
Big drain.
This should give them that first blood. Saxa, nowhere to run. It's going to be first blood for the Falcons safe lane duo. Skeeter to draw it.
Doesn't even bother popping the mangoes for the attempted survive there. Just gets ran down. Have to be careful how you chase a Pugna. Deceptively tanky. And he does have the Lotus and a Fairy Fire too, so he was just full out baiting him. So the other thing about top lane, even though it is going to be, it's Nightfall absolutely free farming, right? It is also Amar, who's not really able to be pressured from a Morphling Warlock.
Yeah, these two can't pressure the Bristle at all in the lane. I mean, to the point where soon Amar's going to be able to be left alone.
Perhaps,
solo against these two.
Definitely a possibility. So could see Crit maybe look to get active across the map.
Yeah, could make the Twin Gate play to get down bottom and just punish this
bottom wave.
This offlane duo even harder. They're trying to dive in.
This is the TP. I mean, Crit, he can make the move already.
I mean, this was a pretty wild dive from Tundra.
They don't really have damage yet. Why did they go for this dive? I guess because there was a double creep wave. They wanted to prevent Skeeter from getting the CS, but he'll get a kill, and he might even just be able to get a secondary one onto Soxa here.
He's got the plasma field at the ready.
There you go.
A couple more hits. Saxa trying to juke around the trees.
He does juke.
Is there going to be another plasma field in a second? Or is just showing the man? And
Whitemon gets a double.
With the failed bonds. All right, they kind of make it work.
They do. Interesting. And a couple of the creeps do end up running under the tower that Skeeter ends up missing. He does still have a couple, of course, here, but I think he missed like 4 or 5 CS from that dive play. So sacrifice their life, but make him miss quite a bit out of it too there. Interesting.
They're going to play aggressive under the tower again.
He's got more rotations. He's got the link. Have some quick burst.
Snaking can keep him alive.
He's going down.
They'll get it.
Up.
I mean, this persistence from Tundra, it's working out.
And Whitemon getting all the last hits. He's up to 4 Grimoire stacks.
Yeah, time to cure that Midas. Get that Midas axe build.
Oh, this is cool.
Let's go. I mean, this was
an aggression.
solid stuff for Tundra. I mean, obviously it started with 33 dying, but it ended up working out.
Yeah,
they kind of realized this bottom lane was the lane in which Falcons could get early kills with this Razor Pugner duo. They just kind of pile on top of them with hero after hero.
And happy to see the way the Whitemon, even though he's a Warlock, he makes the move. And they're actually bringing Lornoff down bottom too. So maybe baiting Skeeter.
Skeeter's got to be careful.
Can't quite get in range there.
A lot of pressure and focus from Tundra on this bottom lane. They don't want to let Skeeter get out of control.
Yeah, so a 1v1 in the top lane, Amar versus Nightfall, and we're just going to have constant battles in this bottom lane. Malrine does have 6, so they don't want to push too far forward here now that he does have a way to respond with Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
He's actually just making the move down before they're even going for a dive play.
Scanning.
Could be around that Wisdom Rune. They're going to scan, so they do know that there's this rotation that's coming out from Falcons. Soxa will scout it.
Radiant are scanning.
Amar might just roll in to go for the steal, but he's not going to be able to commit just yet.
Arin, he's ready to go with the Rolling Thunder for Saxa. He's going to look to try and get over to the Wisdom, but it's already been picked up by 33.
Soxa.
They're diving tier 2s here 7 minutes in. They get away with it.
Won't able to steal the Wisdom Rune. Crit. Turns up to mid. To stop Lornoff from getting too much more damage on the tower, but he's not moving. He's going to stick here until more rotations come. Lornoff might be able to whittle this tower down unless Malrine comes over to stop him. And Amar overall does have the advantage over Nightfall. He's been able to even pick up a couple of denies versus this Morphling. Yeah, 56 last hits to the 44 or 47 on the Morph.
This Bristle's going to get pretty huge.
Yeah.
So even though Skeeter's game, you know, they're trying to put the pressure on him, slow him down. He's not really falling behind that far at all anyway. But even if he does, they've kind of got the fallback of Bristle. You know, Amar playing the secondary carry.
He's going to have very good timings. I don't know if they've had too much time to stack. Just kidding. They actually have had quite a bit of time to stack. They have a triple Ancient stack and a double Hard Camp. They're going to go for Skeeter again. They've got a rock.
They just drop it straight on him.
It's 8 minutes in. I believe he ate the Grimoire. Yeah, he did. He ate it very early to try to go for this kill here onto Skeeter.
I mean, it should get them the kill. Skeeter, all he can do is run. No chance to TP out from underneath this. So they'll manage to take the Razor out once more. So this, maybe he can get the deny to the Ancient.
Oh, he might just get the deny.
Dire's courier has been killed.
And he will.
Okay,
and he gets the courier. And it's a golem usage.
Making the most of it there, Skeeter.
Yeah, that was pretty huge. Whitemon will be able to farm up this camp here with his golem, but that's the first usage of it. Not able to get a secured kill. And he ate the Grimoire for it, too. That's why you see that level 6 come out so early. Skeeter. He's feeling the fact that they're just running at him.
The thing. They're going all out on the Razor on the bottom lane. It is giving Amar this space.
It is.
Which is definitely going to have to be a bit of a concern for Tundra. Sure, as you say, Nightfall's getting good farm, but Amar, he is going to get to a point pretty quickly this game where he is going to be so tough to take down.
And he's got these stacks to go back to. Crit even going to get another... Does he actually get this Ancient stack? He might not be able to. This is how gigantic it is. He can't, so... Won't be able to get the angle there for that stack.
Lornoff will be able to finish up the mid tower with all the chaos that's been going on down bottom.
He's queuing up the blink. I like it.
Radiant's
Yeah,
top
absolutely.
In this game, when you're playing from mid,
the blink rush
with the
DK.
with the greed that's coming out from the side lanes, he needs to be pretty aggressive. It feels like on this DK. They're gonna set up for mid.
Mallory. Thunder with the setup. Keep it controlled. He's got the back of a Saxo and White Monk. They do anything to protect Lorinoff. The grasp out into the two of them. He's shot back by the dead shot, and he's tanky Lorinoff.
Not tanky enough.
And indeed, he'll fall, and maybe White Monk will die as well as Amar's in on top of him with the nasal goo. Falcons, they get the two of them. Maybe Saxo as well as Snake King. Sets up with the Decrepifier. The TP out will be there, but the dead shot
It connects.
comes in clutch from Crit to put a stop to Saxo's escape. Falcons, they'll get the 3 kills.
And he's dead again. Saxa, bottom with a net worth.
Skeeter.
Pick up some big kills in Skeeter now for
Now,
33.
he can just dive this. I mean, TP backup's going to be coming in, and that's going to be enough to sort of stop him from getting away with the dive.
6-3. Falcons
Dire's middle
getting
tower
some big
is
kills
under
here.
attack.
And Skeeter, even though they put so much attention to him, price that one is not too bad at all. 4,200. White Mon.
Honestly, 33 has got the Doom available, but he's too low to try and push on for the kill.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes in, he probably just dies to go for the trade attempt. Can't actually go for Skeeter there. This is such an interesting game. Golem, got to be back up in 5 seconds. They're going to try to apply as much pressure as possible bottom with it. As you said, Doom also at the ready for 33. He's back up to full HP. They are whittling this tower down. Is there going to be a response that comes out from Falcons? They don't quite have Rolling Thunder. They will now if Malrine wants to make the move to defend it. They're keeping the
Radiant's
catapult
bottom
alive.
tower is under
Tundra,
attack.
33 just tanking the tower. Should be able to finish off the tier 1 there with that siege.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Amar, that's the
is
third
falling.
component of the Ags. So things will start to speed up very quickly for him once he has that to get involved in pretty much every one of the fights. Usually it's 15 minutes. We see they have Ags, they've got the shard, and it's go time pretty much every single time for these bristles. Lorinoff. Did they have any, could we actually check for Tundra how many stacks that they had, if we could bring those up for a second? Because I know they had the right side stack, but it feels like they haven't had too many actually on Tundra in comparison. So we see there, 6 coming out from Crit to be able to enable the bristle. But not too many there for Tundra to go back to. And the stack, it was taken from a Warlock Golem, so. That's the 1K here at the moment for Falcons.
Tundra. Where do they want to go next? You know, put the Dragon Form back up in 15 seconds.
Malrine's got his item. Fusel, super valuable this game. All 3 cores, and even the Medusa support, of course, is 33. Heads up TP. Will be able to get himself out. Doesn't even go all the way back to the base, but they know where he TP'd. I think they actually got vision of it. They pinged it at the tier 2.
And Falcon's going for the smoke move at the same time as Tundra here. Tundra, they've got the high ground vision. They'll look towards Malrine. They get the opening Dragon Tail.
Decrept.
He's trying to get the Rolling Thunder off Malrine. Drop the Golem. They're looking to burst through the Pango. Oh, he's rolling
got
away.
him.
It doesn't matter. They get him.
Great lockdown. Perfect hold off there of the chaotic offering. They kind of just, did that perfectly to not let Malrine get that roll off before he's pretty much dead. Snay attempts for the decrep, but it's not a save. Lorinoff with the nice rotation. And they get the tower though. Amar.
It's difficult to push into.
He is a wall.
250 gold away from having the completed Aghanims, Amar.
I think they just back away. Nightfall.
He could go for the solo play here.
Skeeter. He absolutely can.
Skeeter might have to TP. Skeeter.
He's got him.
Yeah, it's too late now to make that decision.
Oh.
He's going to be going down. Nightfall finishes him off.
Great move. Solo play.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, good move from there from Tundra.
attack.
I like that they get the kill, they don't push too far forward for the tower there, and then they just back up and get the farm, and Nightfall is able to find this type of solo play. It's nice patience from them, not over-pushing after getting just one of these big kills onto a core. They get 2 back-to-back now off of that.
That's a rough one, and a Nightfall can make that solo play every time. I guess, of course, you've got his adaptive strike, so you can't even go for a TP out.
Exactly.
There's just nothing you can do.
Yeah.
If you get found out alone as a Razor by this Morphling.
Skeeter can't get caught in that type of position. Perfect move there from Nightfall.
Dire's top
They will be able to get a tower tonight, too. So Saxa able to get a little more gold for the team. Aghanims is done for Amar. They're going to look for Lorinoff. Rolling Thunder's up in 2 seconds.
Maybe if it was there a little bit sooner, they would have been able to commit for it straight away. They're still going to try and go for the dive under the tier 1. Marina with the Rolling Thunder. Amar bringing in the damage there, cutting through this DK pretty hard with the quill sprays. Lonov cannot escape this.
No golem to stop the pressure as Amar.
He was thinking about the tier 2 dive. He'll settle to push on for the tier 1 with the rest of the team first.
This long cooldown of that chaotic offering, they're going to look to punish it every time as possible. Falcons will be able to get this mid tower on the top and the top tower, so getting a good amount of map control here just off of these 2 moves. Crit almost having the Atos finished up too. And Amari's going to have that shard very, very soon. What's the build going to be for the DK? I imagine it's going to be Mage Slayer this game since he's playing versus Bristleback. And yeah, he is going to go for that. As we've seen a lot of times, just need to have somebody to have that to stop the damage that comes out from Bristle. But Nightfall, he is getting to have this nice separation between him and the Razor. Although it's not just a Razor carry, as we know, Skeeter does sometimes take a bit of that back foot. Nightfall does have a very, very good matchup.
Actually, dealing with Amar might be the problem.
That's going to be the question is... But what they can do is just focus the Doom onto him, right? If you focus the Doom onto the Bristle, the Morph is the one who addresses the Razor, so they do have ways to be able to approach the fights when they have this type of farm. This is going to be the question of if they can find those Dooms as Falcons. Gonna look to accelerate things. They're around the Roche, and they bring this one down very easy. Tundra. Not really in a position to contest this. They do have their ults, but they're not ready for it.
Now with the Aegis. See how much Falcons want to try and push, because again, time is definitely not something that they want to be giving to Tundra with this style of lineup.
No, they probably want to look to pressure as much as possible. They're a bit low, but they've got snaking, so he can look to heal up his buddies.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Atos on crit, they're ready to set up plays themselves, Falcons.
Yeah, definitely looking to try to get some extra catches. Golem is at the ready, though, so not easy to just straight up fight into the side of Tundra. Soxy will actually take the amp damage. Okay, I thought they're going to leave that.
He's the carry now.
I thought they're going to leave that one either for the DK or the Morph, but no, he wants it.
Radiant are scanning.
Duke out the mid wave. In a bit of a dangerous position
And they've
here.
got the Atos for the setup.
Playing in that river spot that we see a lot of people die.
They're going straight for him. The Rolling Thunder.
Control.
I guess that at least for Tundra, at least it's one of their supports dying in that spot. Not one of the cores.
How many times do we see people walk up into that river spot and die, though? I think I've seen it 5 or 6 times alone today.
It's a dangerous place.
It is. It's a Rolling Thunder used for a support, though, so that's what Tundra will say. Or Soxon, at least. So they do have kind of open map, not having to worry about that, because that does feel like the kind of the biggest tool for Falcons to take fights at the moment. Still off of the back of that. Amar will look to pressure in mid.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Quick
under
glyph
attack.
will stop that. They have a ward top on the side of Falcons, so they do see Nightfall, and they did see Lornoff on the wave. Tundra is quite split up at the moment. These two might look to jump crit. Plays it safe. 8-5. One of the quieter games that we've had today, at least me and you. We had some pretty crazy ones with like 30 kills in 10-15 minutes. This one, both teams waiting for a bit of timing, as it feels like, before they do fully strike. Tundra in particular, obviously wanting to have this game be as slow as possible when they have this Morphling plus Doom lineup.
Yeah, I think they're super happy with how this is going so far.
Since they've gone for that greed.
Yeah, Falcons, they got this Aegis on Amar, but no immediate signs of them being able to do much more than get that kill onto a support Medusa in the mid.
Yeah.
They need something more with this timing. They've got 3 minutes left to make a move.
Mar is looking, I think he's just going into the triangle again. He's just maximizing the farm.
Marine, he wants to go. Well, he still makes it over towards Daxa, but now the Rolling Thunder's going to come to an end.
He's got to back away. We'll find an Illusion Rune. But now Rolling Thunder, Tundra could look to fight if they want to. But maybe they are just content with just fully sitting back and farming with this Morph.
I kind of feel like they are.
Yep.
As long as the Morph and the DK in particular are getting the space. Sure, it's a bonus if 33 is also able to catch up on the Doom, but...
He's got Midas. It'll naturally happen on the Doom, so... Yeah, it does feel like Tundra. They're content with the way that the state of the game as it is going at the moment. To see when Falcons wants to look to force the issue here, as Skeeter does have the Manta done. They have a Ward Vision top. They see the Doom. Mar wanting to do something with the last 2 minutes of this Aegis.
He's in with the goo. Not wanting to go in underneath the cliff. So they feel it's pretty likely that the vision will favour that of Tundra around here. They just left that ward up themselves on the top. Falcons.
Blink is now done for Malrine. He is starting to fall a bit behind as this mid. Happens when he is playing with these two greedy, the Bristleback and the Razor, but... Rolling Thunder is back up in 15 seconds. Tundra in position here for the fight.
Still pushing for it, Falcons. Malrine.
Start to poke Saksa. Amar's coming in.
Saksa will get the Stone Gaze off.
Amar's got the backline though. He's on Whitemon.
Tundra, they're bringing him back up. They want to try and
They got Whitemon.
Ooh, indeed, Crit with a fantastic snipe there to catch him. And the Atos as well. Crit putting a stop to both attempts to TP out.
They could look for perhaps the tier 2 bottom, or tier 2 top now if they want to. They're actually going to swing toward the bottom lane, maybe expecting someone to be down here for a play.
Dire's top tower is under
They're going to smoke. All right, so I guess they're going to smoke to perhaps steal Tormentor and look for a fight around there. They're pinging it out.
Maybe see who comes in to pick up the farm around this tier 1.
That's true. They could find Nightfall since that is one of those areas, but I think he's maybe expecting this move. I mean, maybe not. He's actually walking over.
He's heading in the direction.
If they can set the trap for him. He's going to walk in. They see him. Got the roll. Nightfall. They've got the Atos.
Immediately with the Rolling Thunder, get the silence to follow up as well as the dead shot. Crit's got the control. They drop the goal and trying to get space for Nightfall to get out of there, but the Rolling Thunder continues to catch him.
Too much damage.
Malrine and Crit there comboing it up to have the full control to take him down. Amar, he's going to walk in under the tower. He's happy to get rid of this Aegis. It was going to expire in 20 seconds anyway, so that's the Aegis gone.
They're going to look to commit for him. They've got the Doom. Do they want to try? They don't.
Then the Falcons fully set up behind him now.
That's a huge catch. Nightfall. Didn't expect them to be there. It was very heads-up play from Falcons, gathering bottom and going for the smoke. Saksa now.
He's stepping up.
Get poked, Mar.
Oh, not him with the jump.
He's got the back facing them.
Marine's going to be there to help out. Skeeter moves in with the plasma field, turns straight up towards Whitemon. They get the Atos to control Whitemon. Whitemon's gone. They're diving towards Lorinoff. He's desperately trying to scramble back towards the safety of the base. He'll make it over the wall just in time. The Falcons push back Tundra, get the space to take the Tormentor themselves because they shove the Crit.
Somehow Saksa walks in and takes the Wisdom Rune, but pays with his life. But a huge win for Falcons. They are starting to kick up that tempo, and they get the pretty much perfect catches that they can. I don't know how Saksa is able to grab it there, but he will be able to, but they lose a lot out of it there.
And as you say, Amar just very quick to turn his back there as they tried to start the fight with the jump on him. He was prepared, Amar.
Yeah. It was pretty much perfect timing, right? He popped the Bristleback as soon as they got that stun connection. Now he has SNY, and he's going to be able to take this Tormentor as well. Falcons starting to get that tempo going for themselves. Slowing down Nightfall massively with that kill. .33 not able to find an angle to get the Doom. That was a Golem also used, so 60 seconds where they're not going to have that. Falcons could look to continue striking.
I think they'll look to go again.
Yep.
Even though they don't have the Aegis, they know that Amar is very unlikely to die.
Yeah. And you can see the build from Amar. Since he's playing versus the Doom, he's waiting to go for this spell lifesteal a little bit longer. He's gone for just that SNY for status resistance, and then he's going to go back for the Bloodstone.
Dire are scanning.
4K lead off of those two moves. Falcons starting to get into a comfortable spot. At least a comfortable lead in particular versus that Morphling. And Lorinoff, this is an interesting kind of build. Sure, it'll build into something eventually later, but going for a Force Staff on the DK. Does delay his BKB, but you can see that they're trying to get themselves to reset out of that, the calling plus the Pango hold that is keeping them locked down in a lot of situations. I believe I also saw Whitemon with one.
And get away from that link as well.
Yeah, true. Actually, that's probably the bigger one. But
Invisibility.
Tier 2 top. It's next on the menu here for Falcons if they want to push it. Still being careful whilst there's that moment, 30 seconds until we see when Roshan's back up.
Yeah, Mar being hesitant until they do find out how long it is going to be till it spawns. 33 shows himself top. Malrine
thinking about diving it. Immediate TP reactions coming from Tundra.
They burned his mana.
Saksa posts the Stone Gaze. He'll force Falcons to back away temporarily.
That's Dragon Form is well used as soon as Lorinoff TP'd.
Forcing quite the reaction out.
Yeah, 33.
Tundra
has to be a little careful too, because his mana pool is very limited this game. So he has to have this wand in almost in every single situation, because just a swashbuckle plus a couple extra hits, and he does get burnt out. Tundra gonna look for a fight. They've got Golem.
Ready as well. Nightfall's going to grab this.
He's got the Conda also finished up. He's got max adaptive strike. His damage has gone up
pop off
massively.
in the fights.
Yeah.
Nightfall's, he's got the tools.
As long as he doesn't get controlled, because they don't have BKBs. They have a BKB on the Doom.
Oh.
Crit.
The shot going to catch onto them in the smoke. Far enough. Not wanting to make the blind move in towards them. Snaking not with the rest of the team at the moment. Tundra not getting a grab with that smoke. Falcons, they're set up very defensively around this tier 2 and a high ground.
These two supports on the side of Falcons are getting quite a bit of farm. See Snaking, he's already got his lens, put his glimmer, plus his glimmer to save targets. And he's level 14, crit too. He's starting to acquire a bit in comparison to the two supports of Tundra.
Snaking's ready to rejoin them now. Lincoln's done on Skeeter.
Versus that Morph in particular, he does want to be able to block that Link. They're going to use this timing to go for a smoke play, go for a wraparound.
They've got great catch and setup with crit.
There's that no BKB on Nightfall. This could be dangerous for him if he gets caught first. He has to have his DK and his Doom, and even his Medusa just frontline for him until he has that BKB. He cannot get gone on first. 3-3. Seem to know where he is.
Oh, they know someone's in the trees. He's quick with the blink at the same time they make the move. They assume that he wasn't able to make it out of the low ground, and indeed that'd be correct. He went for the BKB TP out. They don't have any solution to that at the moment.
Means there's no BKB for the Roche, though. It is back up if they do want to go scout it. Saksa is getting set up onto the twin gate. They are TPing over with Lorna.
They've got to make their way over to the other side of the map, so it's a little awkward for Falcons to get here.
Amar wants to maybe go for this tower, but let's see what the decision is going to be. The call that they want to go.
I mean, Tundra, they know it's going to take a bit of time for Falcons to get here.
I think they can just get this.
They're going to just try and force the Roshan, knowing that it's difficult from Falcons from their position to get to the pit quick enough, even though you know they didn't have all their ults at the ready.
It spawned so fast. I think Falcons didn't expect it to be up either. Amar, he's high-fiving bottom, so maybe anticipating that someone was going to show. He'll get the tier 2, but that's got to be the Roche. Aegis? Guys? Guys?
They didn't. No.
Okay, Nightfall's come back. Jeez. He picked up the banner. I think he thought it was the Aegis. Oh my god.
Yeah, they did take an awfully long time to grab that. Taking an awfully long time to get another kill. It's been 5.5 minutes, folks, since we've seen some action.
Sure has been.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's going to happen soon, though.
Tier 2 mid. Mar will be able to clean that one up. Nightfall with this Aegis. Could give him that blanket window to be able to finish the BKB too for that next upcoming fight. Which is probably going to be the big one. They're setting up for this one on Falcons, even into the Aegis.
Here come the CP's grip. Tries to the center, but he's going to be able to mark the dead shot. They get the Rolling Thunder straight over towards Saxa.
They're on the back line.
Controlling the Medusa first.
They're on Whitemon.
Saxa's able to get the Stone Gaze off. Snake's going to get forced back by Nightfall. Saxa goes for the TP out the rest of his Stone Gaze. He'll get away. It's only Whitemon that ends up going down. The rest of Tundra able to escape.
Ends up being good that Whitemon dies as fast as he does, to be honest, because he was dropping the Golem, and it would have been just a wasted Golem if he ends up getting it down there, so.
Yeah, there was no fight to be had there.
No. And Falcons, you can see they're still feeling confident even into Aegis. 33. Won't show himself. His farm is much slower than usual. He's also 0-1-1. Least involvement so far from the Doom. Does he buy back the Midas? He just buys a drone now. Does want to fight for the next few moments.
Top tower is under attack.
Skeeter will have the Shard also picked up. One that we do see picked up very often on the Razor, just how strong it is versus even something like Razor. Or the DK. You know, these 4 staffs, they will have more answers for it. How close is Lorinov to BKB? He's about to have it. Aghanim's on Malrine.
Be able to finish off the final tier 2 here top.
And Nightfall,
Falcons.
Nightfall is able to find the farm to get this BKB without dying. He still has coverage of Aegis for the next fight.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Falcons, they're going to get run at now by Tundra. Tundra not afraid to fight here with the Aegis on Nightfall.
Eyes on the back line. They have a ward on Falcons. They did see Lorinov in the tree line. Falcons will split away. They're expecting this move. Still 2.5 minutes on the Aegis. Tundra, they want to fight around that.
Make it very difficult though for Tundra to get the chance to get in on them.
Radiant's middle tower is
The
under
rest of the
attack.
smoke.
Yeah, good awareness by them.
Lauren off.
Mar. 33. Doesn't want to go under the tier 2.
They can't go on the bristle like this.
Radiant are scanning.
Don't want to dive too far forward.
Radiant's
Could just get
middle
reinitiated
tower
on
is
from
under
that
attack.
Pango. Nightfall will start to poke the tier 2 mid.
Marin's ready with the Rolling Thunder if they want to try and fight into the Aegis.
He's pump faking.
Now they're happy with Amar just clearing the wave, putting a stop to the push.
Give Amar the gem too, to be able to just run in and get any of this vision, take out these wards. Nightfall. Queuing up the Silver Edge next. You'd imagine versus that Bristle. Has hit 20. Another one of these big talents. Yeah, I always mention level 20 talent for most of these carries. It feels like it is one of those big spikes for them. Not too many kills this game though. Both teams being very patient, looking for that opportune fight to be able to take. Gold lead has pretty much stayed consistently between that 1 and 4K the entirety of this game. Tundra is gonna look to resmoke, but it's under that same. Yeah, I always mention level 20 talent for most of these carries. It feels like it is one of those big spikes for them. Not too many kills this game though. Both teams being very patient, looking for that opportune fight to be able to take. Gold lead has pretty much stayed consistently between that 1 and 4K the entirety of this game. Tundra is gonna look to resmoke, but it's under that same ward that caught them before. That ward from Crit. 2 times now it's seen the movements from Tundra.
This is a tanky dragon. The Falcons, each and every time Tundra's tried to make these sort of plays, Falcons read it perfectly.
Yeah, they saw it with the ward. So
Yeah,
they saw that smoke. So they're just playing very defensively with their positioning here. Will Tundra just look to force it? They're gonna walk in.
Lornoff's gonna try.
Crit.
Ooh, crit. Force away. Lornoff.
Tundra's so hesitant.
How do you fight into this?
They don't want to walk.
They've got the Aegis, they've got Nightfall incredibly farmed, but
They don't want to walk into the high ground.
yeah, they just can't find a way to get the fight started.
Amar is just putting himself out there. He's like, go for me, please. He's got the S and Y, so he's got the status resistance just to be able to get that reduced doom duration. Tundra, they don't want to jump even with Aegis. That's going to be it getting reclaimed. Couldn't get the pressure play. Couldn't even finish off the tier 2 with it. We should keep bringing up that timer between last kills, by the way, because I feel like it's going to keep happening. Well, we did get a kill in between, but it's probably back up to that like 4 minutes or so, yeah. It's going to happen constantly because one fight could dictate so much because there is big cooldowns in particular on Tundra. If they mess up a Doom or a Golem, it could be very devastating on the side of Falcons. If they mess up a fight, this Morphling could just reign supreme and just get too much for them to deal with. So both teams being very patient for the fight that they look for. Nightfall is getting very, very big. Falcons, they're going to look for another smoke play. Maybe that ward actually caught them there too. Lornoff.
Amar. He's going to be able to get in on top of Lornoff.
Wants to try to force
Radiant's
reaction.
bottom tower
Won't
is
be able
under
to.
attack.
Crit not in range to get any type of 8-toast catch to force a BKB. In the meantime, too, Whitemon was getting a little bit of a push going. Look at his imps. They're hitting the bottom
He's
tower.
working on that bottom lane.
The Warlock imps. What does Slacks call them? Poop boys or something? I don't know. Slacks has some stupid nickname with them. Whitemon, another Fatal Bond he'll throw, so more of these imps.
That's quite a bit of pressure.
It is. Skitter, top, Lornoff. They get the link. They break the Linkins of Skitter.
He's up on the cliff.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Skeeter. Pretty isolated. Nightfall's on him.
He's got Marine to help out. The Rolling Thunder comes in. Nightfall tries to fight on with the BKB, but Skeeter's able to break away from him. Stone Gaze comes out, but Falcons, they'll retreat for now. Now Marine's going to go back in. The BKB from Nightfall comes to an end.
And here's Crit.
They get him with the root. He's able to get away from the silence in time with Waveform up into the high ground. Nightfall turns in towards the raise. The Golem gets dropped down on a Marine and Crit, but Nightfall's having to still run. They'll drop the tomb onto Amar, but he doesn't care too much at all. He's able to step back with the rest of the team and wait out this Doom. And Fog, that's a lot of ultimates from Tundra.
That's the one we were talking about.
That's pretty much all of them.
It's even the Stone Gaze.
Every single one dropped there by Tundra. They didn't get anything.
Nope. an instant reset. I mean, and he heals him right back up to full. Skeeter pushes his limits as much as he can. He did have the team to connect, and now they're back up to full HP because Snaking's there just to pump him up with the life drain. It's all their ults used. How does Falcons want to pressure with that? Amar might look to just start poking top. He might just pop the warpath and just hitting this tower. He's gonna just start hitting stocks.
He's just straight in. And he knows they have no ultimates to drop on him. Fatal came out, but it didn't really link him to anyone else. So Mark, he could push up again, heals up with the Bloodstone.
They've got Whitemon. He's standing in the front.
Oh,
Whitemon,
he's dead.
He is way too far up. Tower's dropping. He can pop the Seeing Red. He will. Plus 474. They will have to pop the glyph. Falcons.
They're slowly but surely doing it. Tundra, for as close as the game's been on the numbers, they just were never able to make the aggressive move.
Can't make these type of mess-ups with these long cooldown ultis. Amar showing that they can just go for these objectives. Rax, it's half HP.
And the Bristol was always likely to become a problem, and we're seeing it in its full effect now.
They're trying to do some little cheeky four-staff plays to stun him, but he gets the Lincolns thrown on him. The Rax, that's the first one. Maureen considering a jump too.
That's the full set gone.
That's the objective.
And they just walk up, take it. Nobody's dying.
You don't need to kill
heroes. It doesn't matter. They're just taking the base.
Nope, that's how you win Dota. You just go for the objectives. And they're going to re-smoke to look for the fight. There's still Doom cooldown 12 seconds, still Golem cooldown 40.
Radiant are scanning.
And I believe Skitter, he's got a full item now being delivered. He's got a Satanic. It's just not feeling like Nightfall can do it on his own. He can't actually get the catches on these heroes because they just don't really have catch. It's only Lornoff with the stun.
And these big ultimates just seem pretty underwhelming at this point.
They really do.
Falcons can easily survive throughout them or just kite them out, as we saw last time. I mean, it's, the pressure's on for 33. I mean, we saw last time he throws the Doom down onto the Bristle. Is that, you know, who is the target he's really looking for? Is it the Bristle just to try and force him out of the fight?
It's tough to say, Owen. It's really hard to say. If you don't Doom him, Amar is just going to run rampant and walk through the entire lineup because he is that farmed.
So you do have to kind of just take him out of the fight momentarily, and I hope that the rest of the team can clean up the other heroes.
Probably, but yeah, it's tough. He's got a refresher, so he's got two. All right. He did find himself Ceremonial Robe as well, too, for that extra mana to actually have for it. Roche, it's up in 20 seconds. Falcons, they're in position for it. It
just seems so tough for Tundra. I mean, it's kind of similar to the first game in the sense that they're hardly behind when it comes to net worth. But it's just been so long since they've been able to do anything.
They just can't get kills. The Falcons are they're playing the objective game. They're not playing for the kills. And now they've got this Rax advantage. They're going to be able to get this Roche. It's a full Ags.
I'm going to try again. Smoke up. So far.
They don't make it there in time, though, do they?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
This is going way too fast, so they're going to have the sort of tough decision now. They're going to see the Aegis has been taken by Falcons. Do they still try and make the move into this? Who's taking the Aghanims?
Crit's carrying it for the moment. I thought that they were going to give it to Skitter. They did. Okay. I was going to say Skitter's is pretty darn good, especially to force those objectives as well.
Tundra.
They've got a nullifier in the DK, but they have to. How are they going to connect?
They have their ultimates, but as we saw before, that really didn't count for much.
Let's see if the double dooms are going to be enough for it, but they're not feeling like they can. They're going to back up. There isn't amp damage top. That could be what allows Nightfall to perhaps go for these cleanup kills.
Yep.
Let's see. They haven't gotten a kill in a very, very long time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Both teams just waiting for the opportunity.
Skitter. He's on the front. They get the dead shot. It's forcing away for the team. They're going to move straight in onto him with Static Link. Sax is able to force away. The Nightfall moves in. He's going to go straight for Skitter. Gets the stolen Static Link using against him, but Skitter's able to break away from them as well. Maori.
They've lost Whitemon.
Takes him out. Whitemon didn't get the chance to drop the Golem, and at this point,
Nightfall's isolated.
He's popping the BKB. He's trying to fight back. 33 will manage to get the Doom down on towards Crit, but Nightfall has to go for the waveform. TP out of there. Crit, will he even die? He's surviving through this. He'll get healed up by the life drain.
Oh my goodness, they get nothing. They can't hurt anybody.
They can't get these kills.
They can't even kill Crit. He jumps in, dooms him. Nightfall then gets isolated afterwards. They just can't do anything. Lornoff literally didn't hit a target. Falcons just dancing on them.
It feels rough.
It really does.
In a very different way to a lot of other games. It's just a game where they can't do anything.
No, they can't kill a single target. Just reset the positioning, and now that is one of those dooms used. I believe the BKB, the secondary one, was used with the refresher BKB. So 33, he'll sell his refresher. He'll buy a Shiva's for the time being because he does have that doom at the ready. But 50 seconds, no BKB for him. Falcons, still 3 minutes on this Aegis.
They can do a whole lot.
Skeeter, he's got this Aghanims too, so he can't even use this to siege on top of Amar, being able to be that siege monster.
He's going to start things onto Amar.
He's just got his back turned at them.
He's going to heal it up as well by snaking. We'll be able to drag him in a bit, but he pots the Bloodstone, he's healing up.
Back to full. Pump fake the Doom.
He's questioning dropping the Doom down onto him. 33 won't go for it.
He's only got one of them, so it has to be a perfect one, but who do you even do it on? Falcons, they're taking the objectives. Another Force Staff. His aggressive force is attempting to catch Amar off guard, but it's not doing much.
Saxa. He's in, gets hit straight away by a dead shot. Amar. He's ready to sort of push them away from the barracks, give the space for the push to continue coming from the rest of his team.
The racks are dropping. Snaking starting to even blast from a distance.
There's the jump, Lauren jumps. He's going to try and look for crit. Chris going to get forced away. 33's in with the Doom. Drops it down on towards Snaking. They've killed off the Pugner, but it's an immediate buyback from him. Buyback comes out as well from Whitemon. Still got the Golem ready to drop. TP out. It's Tundra. They tried to make a fight happen here. They go all in to drop the Doom down on towards Snaking.
Amar just walks them down.
And they can't deal with the Bristle.
They can't deal with it. They can't deal with any of them.
They can kill a support, that's it. Askeeta's in with the static link. Saxa and Lorinoff in a world of pain. Lorinoff's dead. No buyback for him. Yeah, this game's over, folks.
Nightfall can't do damage. He can't focus any targets. He's trying, but the rest of his team is all just dead, and now he's alone versus the world. Yeah, this game, Falcons just playing it perfectly.
I mean, just like game one, right? It just got to a point where Tundra, they couldn't do anything.
Even though they have this greedy type of lineup with the Morph, he's not able to do it on his own.
And they had the fun. I think we're up to 30 minutes in. The net worth was pretty much dead even.
Doesn't matter. Falcons, methodical play.
Yeah, ready for every move that Tundra tried to make to break ahead.
That's Megas.
Amar falling low. And of course, with that Aegis, doesn't mind if it pops. And he's actually being able to chase down 33. Nightfall's trying to find his way to the back line.
They're diving.
Snaking Skeeter indeed into the fountain. This one might be a little too deep, Skeeter.
He's got Titanic.
Okay, he's healing up. Didn't quite get 33, but Amar will. He'll walk into the fountain, finish him off. Nightfall will punish Skeeter.
He's alone. They will get the kill on Skeeter. I mean, a bit of a dive forward.
Going a little longer.
Yep, but they got the Megas. They got what they came for.
Yeah, Falcons just playing with their food right now.
Pretty much. 21-7. Nightfall trying to chase forward for more kills, but can't even find another catch. Tries to get that adaptive on high ground, but the damage, it's done.
And we'll see again.
Look, I mean, look at Amar. Like, Whitemon's like, please, someone help me. Help. He has to drop the Golem, but literally Amar is just walking through them. Lorinoff unable to contribute much at all on this DK this game.
I mean, the pressure was on him. I mean, do you think this kind of comes back to the draft in the sense that when it came to making plays in that mid-game...
It's only him who can.
It was only him, right? You have these two supports, the Warlock and the Medusa. They can't really set up a whole lot themselves.
No, I mean, we did talk about how they did cook quite a bit with this draft, and we're definitely seeing how Falcons can just dance around them and not be caught ever. It's literally only 7 kills that Tundra's been able to find. And it's not a short game. It's 42 minutes.
And again, a game in which they were not far behind on the farm.
No.
They were keeping up. They had the same amount. They were getting the same amount from the map.
I mean, until
gold and XP.
Until they got that kill from Skeeter diving and onto Pugna, it's been 20... Oh my god, I can't even find their last kill before that, actually. Their last kill was at the... Was it the 12-minute mark? Has it been 30 minutes since they got a kill besides those two? I mean, it was like 15-5 for a long time, but...
I mean, they tried. They did try to get a kill in that sort of big window. They couldn't.
No, Falcons just they really just didn't give
Here we go. We've got to get a Rapier on Nightfall.
He needs it.
That's the one chance. The small, slim chance. Could be the Rapier.
Okay, someone buy him a... Okay, they have a Vlad's on the...
They've got the Vlad's. He's got the full Rapier.
Get him all the buffs.
Nightfall, can he do this? Morphling has, as a hero, really has struggled to carry a number of games this tournament.
True.
I saw a great one earlier today.
Whitemon also maybe sell items, try to get a solar crest or something. It's all about Nightfall being able to kill literally everybody with this rapier. Positioned on high ground. The mega creeps are coming in top.
And they won't expect this. And Nightfall was very careful. They pushed out the bottom wave with the illusions, but took the rapier off him before
He hit
did
it.
so.
Yeah, I saw he did that. That was actually pretty clever.
That's a lot of bounty runes.
That is quite a bit of them. They have not been back on that side for about 12 minutes.
Can Nightfall do this?
Their base is being hit, though, for mega creeps.
Snake King, he did buyback for this. They have the detection, they do.
They do.
It's going to be Snake King gone for 90 seconds, no buyback.
They will now see that rapier. Top does have to get defended, though. Those megas were coming in. Nightfall will show himself.
No, they've got to go for more Tundra.
Amar, he knows that this Morphling's in base. He's going to run at them.
BKB has to come out from 33.
Saksa.
Can't afford to let anyone go down here, Tundra. Nightfall's ready to rejoin us. Tundra, they have to go. They can't fall back. They've got to go whilst they've got this chance, 5 versus 4.
Someone has to deal with top lane, though. This wave is not enough to deal with mega creeps that are going to come in. These creeps will kill the tier 4. The bottom wave is also coming in. I don't know, Owen. Someone has to get back. Maybe 33, and then he can buy boots of travel. Someone just has to be able to address these mega creeps, though.
It's going to be a little bit of a temptation to just go all in, though. If you're Tundra.
I mean, they have to, but someone has to go back or they'll lose the creeps. Amar's just walking right into them with an invis. And he's on top of Whitemon.
They get the dead shot to push Nightfall back. He's able to break away with the waveform away from that standing link. Whitemon just dies to the damage here from Amar.
And Nightfall.
And they've caught him. Nightfall will put the BKB, but the bashes are coming out. Nightfall is going to try and fight back here, but the stuns continue to fly through the BKB. He's looking towards Amar. It will get him. That's going to be the Bristol dead.
It's a big kill.
Nightfall, can he get back in again? Can he help out Stax and Lorenoff? Lorenoff's going to get caught by the static link, but that's going to get the freedom for Nightfall to potentially focus towards Skeeter. Pushes him back with the adaptive strike, turns into the Razor. Nightfall, he's got the static link going. Buyback comes out from Amar. Now Nightfall's got to be careful. He's caught by the silence. He's got to get out of this, but the bashes come in. Nightfall's gone. The rapier hits the deck. As Falcons, they're going to be able to retrieve that for themselves. They'll come out with the buyback, Nightfall. But Falcons, they're chasing down Lorenoff. His BKB soon to come to an end. The creeps are nearly doing it on the Ancient themselves, as you say.
They had to try for the all-in play.
They did. They tried for it.
At 33, he has to buy the boots of travel to join back in, but then they had no creeps for him to actually get to. So he boxes in, but he's nowhere near them, and Nightfall gets isolated again.
There we go. Falcons down the mid. Skeeter's got the rapier in his hands, ready to finally put an end to this game 3. They won't have any DK. Lorenoff dead for 70 seconds. 500 gold is short of the buyback.
All 3 waves pushing in as well, too, with these megas.
They're ready to close it up. Falcons.
He's found.
They get the jump on him.
He's able to reset. Skeeter is going to start hitting the throne. It dies fast.
Yeah, they're looking to just close it up. They'll drop the golem. They're going to try and burst through Skeeter. It's a lot of damage. Skeeter gets caught by the Doom. He has to back out of the fight for now. Nightfall. Caught by the silence and the bash. The rolling thunder from Marion comes through again. Nightfall in trouble. He's able to get the waveform away just in time. But Marion will look to chase on forward. Bounce here over towards the Morphling. Nightfall. He's going to try and stand his ground against Marion. The swashbuckle bash is there. It's going to be over slowly. The fortification comes out. But after this fortification ends, they should be able to close this, as indeed GG is called. Falcons will take game 3, and with that, the series.